open receiver, Tyson, and Tyson dives forward into the end zone for a spectacular touchdown of 30 yards.
Fouhy fakes the toss, wants to run it to the left, picks up a nice block, turns the corner at the 10, down to the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona.
Pennington to throw. Zips got it complete. NAU leads with 29 seconds to go. Jason Raines hauls it in.
And Arizona delivers a clean sweep. All four teams win. What a weekend in Arizona sports. The Wildcats stay unbeaten. The Devils bounce back big in the Maroon Monsoon. NAU, as you just heard, survives a thriller at Southern Utah, and the Cardinals hang on at home. And how about the D-backs? They grind out a series win in Minnesota, and they have San Francisco tonight at Chase Field. We got our Arizona sports roundup, our good, our bad, or ugly from the weekend as we are just getting started. It's a double shot here at Biggs American Bar and Grill. 2 games tonight. You got Tampa and Houston, which will get going at 4 o'clock, followed by the Chargers and Raiders at 7. We're live here at Biggs in Peoria, which is right here in the P83 across from Peoria Sports Complex at 83rd Avenue and Bell. At halftime of the Bucs-Texans game, 20 lucky fans will have a chance to roll the dice for $10,000. We encourage you to come on down, join us, have some great food, watch some football, and your chance to win some cash and prizes here at Biggs, where the West Valley goes for football. All the details are up on our website at rocmanuch.com. And Biggs, you can check them out at BiggsPeoria.com. Follow them on Twitter, Instagram, and it's Biggs where the Valley goes for football. We will have you have a chance to win a gift card from Biggs. All you have to do is we'll give you a shot 3 times today where you call and give the score of tonight's game. Whoever's closest will win a Biggs gift card here in the West Valley. So we'll have you we'll take 3 callers here in just a moment. I'll tell you when, and then you'll have that opportunity to win that gift card if you are close. If you are close in tonight's game, and we'll do the first game. That's which one we will get into. But I think we got to start with Kansas State blowing another one. Manuch's alma mater. I think my alma mater for 3 quarters played awesome against Ohio State. It was a great game up until Navarro gets hurt early on in that first half, and then he's out. They're bringing it back up, and then that's when Ohio State started to kind of get their legs, and then Navarro came in, and it was just too late as the Bucs were just too much for the Ohio Bobcats.
Let me use a term that Jimmy B uses. K-State right now, we suck pond water.
Absolutely.
We are not a good football team. We could easily be 0-4 right now, if not for that comeback victory against North Dakota a couple weeks ago. I mean, it was, we're in the game. We get a couple of home runs from our running back, no passing game whatsoever. And I got to give U of A credit, their defense. Their defense stood up.
Been great.
They've stepped up. They made some
lights out
key stops when they had to. And then Fouhy had a solid game. But it was a good physical game. And in that fourth quarter, U of A just made some big stops. They got a key score. And from that standpoint, my Cats are leaking oil. They suck pond water, but there's still 8 more games to go. You just never know. But it's not we're struggling, as Joe Willie Namath would say.
So the Cats are now 3-0 for the first time since 2015. You'll hear a lot from Coach Brennan, and some of the big plays today. We'll have that for you. For Arizona State, they bounced back a 34-15 win over Texas State in what they call the Maroon Monsoon. Sam Levitt threw for 2 touchdowns. Jordan Tyson had 105 yards and a score. Raleek Brown had a career-high 144 yards, including a 75-yard TD burst, which you'll hear. And then you got to give credit to the defense that had 5 sacks and 10 tackles for a loss against the Texas State team that played them tough. They started slow, that being Arizona State. It was nothing for a while there. Was it 3-3 or something?
3-0.
Yeah. And then they turned it on. But for Arizona State, a win was big. Now they turn their attention to Baylor. And just a quick programming note, we will be at the backyard at Desert Ridge this Saturday, 4:30, for the Baylor-Arizona State game. That's part of our Dos Equis watch party, our road game watch parties at backyard at Desert Ridge. So we hope that you'll come out and join us and drink some Dos Equis.
Nice game for the Devils. Get off the schneid.
You remember what Charlie Regal said to us on Thursday?
No.
He said this is going to be the game that Sam Levitt shows up, that he is going to be the dude that everybody's been waiting to see what they saw from last year. Charlie said that Thursday.
And do you think that's the case?
I thought he showed up.
I agree.
I thought he showed up.
I mean, he showed up against a Texas State team.
Well,
he wasn't lights out, which is what I was expecting he was going to be. I thought this is going to be video game numbers.
No, they're a
Texas
decent
State's
team.
a good team, Roc.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't downplay Texas State. They held them. I mean, basically, the second quarter, I think the ASU's speed and their size caught up to them. But there's a couple plays that Sam Levitt made. Out to the first one, he rolled out to his right. He stopped on a dime, did a jump hop, then came back to the left side for a huge run. And then that touchdown pass to Tyson to roll out left, jump, backflip, 360, throw it to Tyson. Tyson gets it. He hops over the kid into the end zone. That was one of those plays you went, what? Wow. Let me roll that back. Did I just see what I thought? But, I thought he looked much improved, much more relaxed. He was more confident. So I think that's what we're used to seeing with Sam Levitt, how he ended the year last year.
For the NAU Lumberjacks in a thriller, Ty Pennington threw a career-high 366 yards, 3 touchdowns. He ran for another. Hit Jason Raines for a clutch 2-point conversion as NAU outlasted Southern Utah 52-49 to keep the Grand Canyon Trophy. We'll have more on that later. For the Arizona Cardinals, now 2-0 for the first time since 2021 with their 27-22 win over Carolina. The defense scored early. Kyler made some highlight plays, and Calais Campbell sealed it with a sack. But discipline, one area that they need to work on. They got to figure out too many penalties. They blow a 27-3 lead that forced the defense to save the day. Again, an ugly win, but they're 2-0, and they haven't been 2-0 in a long time.
And I thought Kyler Murray learned his lessons his first 6 years in the league, that you're in field goal opportunity. All you got to do is get the field goal. You're up 30-3 at that time. He rolls out. I have no idea where he's trying to throw that ball when he got hit and that got picked off.
Right.
You're about 5 feet from the sideline. Either get out of bounds or just throw it away. You've got 3 points. And you get the 3 points, but that was one of those mistakes you make as a rookie or second-year guy. And you saw him over the sideline, looked up, and this guy's like, what the hell did I just do? He's got to cure himself from those dumb mistakes. You just can't do that because you stop and think about it. If they don't get the early touchdown, hell, Carolina might have come back and beat them. But to your point, Roc, what they have, like 92 penalties in the last 2 minutes of the game?
Felt like it.
That was ridiculous.
There's 4 right there in that last
series.
Yeah.
It was brutal. And for 2 straight weeks now, nearly giving away double-digit leads. It's a win, but it's definitely not a confidence builder.
It looked really good for the first half. They looked really good.
Yeah, they did. I was like, where am I going to go on Monday?
Yeah.
I was like, I got to talk positive. I was like, damn.
Wasn't there a penalty in the first half?
Yeah, there's got to be something going on here.
And then they flipped the script.
But then I knew who their opponent was. Yeah. And this, like, if you look, when we were kind of looking at, they're going to win this game, they're going to lose this game, when you're looking at the schedule early on in the summer, these 2 games were blowouts for them.
Yes.
These are the ones that they were going to be different than years past. That they were going to put up some big points. This offense was going to be humming. Defense was going to be playing great. But that didn't happen.
Yeah, I think that the thing that's very disappointing, number one, just closing the games out. And Jonathan Gannon, we'll hear from him a little later, talked about that. But, there was virtually not the only running game was Kyler Murray on a broken play. They got shut down the running game. They had no pass rush until the last minute and a half. And then think of last week. Kyler Murray had the other big run last week.
He did.
This running game is stale. It's stagnant right now. If they don't get that figured,
the offensive line sucks.
Well, that's
how many times do they get to Kyler?
Just one time yesterday
as a sack. But if you look at how many times he was under pressure, and how many checkdowns did he do? It seems like he was doing checkdowns the whole time, and a dink and dunk to McBride and Benson. That's all he can really do.
He's running for his
Harrison's
life.
still on this team, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, they don't know where he is, though.
You look at the eight receptions by the tight ends, only 4 by the receivers, 5 by the running backs.
Routes.
To your point, right, the dink and dunk, but where they had success was throwing to the tight ends down the middle for a couple big plays.
They did.
And you had he got targeted 5 times, that being Marvin Harrison Jr. He dropped 1 on the sideline. That was a good throw. Could have been a big first down, but he dropped 1. So, and Jace over there at cornerback, is Jace, the corner, he's one of the top corners of the league. He had him pinned down the whole game. He really had him pinned the entire game, that cornerback.
On the flip side, the corners for Arizona. I mean, Panthers piled up 320 yards. The corners got picked all day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a red flag long term.
Yep.
No question, right? Would you agree? I mean, this secondary is not very good. I mean, two bad quarterbacks 2 weeks in a row.
If you give any quarterback time, he'll find somebody open. I mean, you looked at Renfro, he's with the team. And then you looked at the other kid that came back for this team that was number 85. What that kid's name is, I don't recollect that kid. But, I mean, and then T-Mac had a couple good catches.
He did.
But you know what, guys? If you give somebody time, they'll find somebody eventually. And then you got your three cornerbacks, top corners out for now. So you had those three guys going down. So last two drives, you had virtually rookies and inexperienced cornerbacks in that game. Thank God they put pressure and a pass rush on Bryce Young to negate that last drive.
So the Cardinals are right where they need to be. They're 2-0, but they can't flirt with disaster every week in the National Football League, or they're going to come up short. I think it's pretty obvious. And then real quick, give some love to the Arizona Diamondbacks, who took 2 of 3 from the weekend. You got to give them credit, as not a lot of people talking about them right now, but they're currently 75-75, 2 games back of the final wild card. Mets magic number is 11 with 12 games to go. They rank behind the Mets, Cubs, Padres, and Giants for the wild card. They do have San Francisco in town now. Their schedule is tough because you have the Giants, as I just mentioned, then the Phillies, and then the Dodgers. These are not easy games, so they're in a position that a lot of luck. I'm not going to put my money where my mouth is, but Manuch will.
Impossible, improbable, but they got a chance. 2 games out, because the Mets got your Phillies for a series.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Phillies are cruising.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are.
They are, but, you never know. 2 games out, 2 weeks to go.
All right, let's get 3 callers right now at 602-230-0620. That's 230-0620 to play the Bigs Monday Night Tailgate Lock of the Night for the first game, that being the Bucks and the Texans. 602-230-0620. Connor will take the first 3 he gets in. Whoever gets closest will win the Bigs gift card. So we had a big weekend across the state. The Cardinals start fast, as we mentioned. You'll hear some of that. ASU runs wild in Tempe. And, of course, Arizona downs Kansas State. And we have an ASU alum who gets his first NFL touchdown. We'll run through the highlights in our Learner and Row replay rewind next. It's all coming to you right here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, live from Biggs in Peoria.
It's time to make plans to join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B for another Dos Equis Sun Devils watch party. ASU on the road at Baylor, Saturday, September 20th at Backyard Desert Ridge. This is your ultimate tailgate, elevated bar favorites, and the game on massive LED walls. At halftime, 25 fans get a shot to roll for dough for $10,000. See you there, Sun Devil fans, all season long at Backyard Desert Ridge and Backyard Gilbert.
Remember when things were built to last? Well, at Arizona Patio Furniture, we've been handcrafting premium outdoor furniture and custom cushions for over 15 years, right here in Phoenix, using 100% American-made materials. We build it, we sell it, we guarantee it with our exclusive 5-year plus worry-free warranty. Visit any one of our 3 Valley showrooms or go to ArizonaPatioFurniture.com. Mention this ad for free delivery and setup in Maricopa County. Arizona Patio Furniture. Some things are still made like they used to be.
Brock for WrightToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on WrightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WrightToyota.com.
Looking for a place where everyone is welcome? Come to Azul Bar and Grill in Phoenix. Not your typical sports bar, Azul is the ultimate hangout spot for friends and families alike. Enjoy live music, catch your favorite games, play some fun games, and savor delicious food in a vibrant atmosphere. Visit us at 3134 West Carefree Highway in the Tremonto Plaza. Don't miss out on our daily events and specials at AzulGrill.com. Azul Bar and Grill, a great time, but a better time with you.
When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers bring more air for less money. Rust-free, USA built, backed by over 40 years of cooling expertise. Available now at Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, Tractor Supply, and Northern Tool. For more information, go to staycool-products.com. Stay Cool Products. Form, function, value. Get yours today and beat the heat.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Now it's time for our Replay Rewind. The top sounds of the night and whatever Rock decides to add. Let's get to it in Replay Rewind with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620 and on FM at 98.7 HD-2.
All right, thanks for hanging out with us today out here at Biggs in Peoria for tonight's Monday night football game. And there's two games as we'll get started at 4 o'clock with the Bucks and Texans, followed by the Chargers and Raiders, so 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock. But this is where we get into our Lerner and Rowe Replay Rewind. We have some Arizona weekend highlights. So let's start with the Cardinals yesterday. First, Kyler to Wilson, and then you will hear from Kyler after the game on how he felt about how they finished.
In an empty backfield, Panthers showing blitz. They rush 4, back to pass. Murray fires end zone, middle of the field, and Michael Wilson goes up high to make the catch, and it's a touchdown with 4 seconds left in the half. What a dart on target, Murray to Wilson.
Be worse, right? We could be 0-2, but we're 2-0 with this issue. I don't want to make it a thing, but at the same time, we got to be better. We got to finish games. That's bottom line. So, because like I said, it didn't bite us in the today, and didn't bite us in the last week. But you keep playing around, you get bit. So we got to be better.
Got to get better. Got to make a good throw. That was a good throw. That was good timing. If you notice, he's in the shotgun majority of the time, unless they're inside the 5-yard line. The one thing that I think that they got to get him back, but nice to see somebody else get a touchdown besides Marv and Trey McBride incorporate, Michael Wilson. He had 2 catches. One got negated on a penalty, but they're going to have to incorporate this passing game is, it's decent, but if you got Marv Harrison getting shut down like he did yesterday, your tight ends, as we saw yesterday, Higgins and McBride, and then Wilson and Dortch had 1, but the distribution is got to be a little bit more balanced.
I'm with you on that 100%. I mean, it's obviously terrific that they won the game and they have opened up the season 2-0. But Manuch, you're right. They have still a lot of work to do to figure out what kind of offense they want to run.
So that touchdown to Michael Wilson was Kyler Murray's 118th career touchdown, moving him closer to Neil Lomax for second all-time in franchise history. Here's Jonathan Gannon after the game. He blamed himself for the faults at the end of the game.
Out of them that they showed some resilience because the game was going the way we wanted it to, and then it turned quickly. But ultimately, made enough plays to win the game there. I obviously have to do a much better job making our guys, all 3 phases, understand how to close games out, because that's 2 in a row now. We're not doing a good enough job. So that falls strictly on me. So I got a lot of work to do, and that's what we'll do tonight and tomorrow, because we got to do better there. When we have a chance to put away games, we got to put them away. It's hard to win in the NFL. Like I said, I don't want to take their joy away, and I'm glad we're 2-0, but we got a long way to go.
I'd say a couple of those penalties on the defensive backs, Denzel Burke, who had to come in, holding call. You're on the field 77 plays, technically 85 plays.
Right.
Guys get tired, but there's a couple calls like Garrett Williams.
What's the total, 11 minutes, 10 minutes?
Yeah, well.
That's the whole game. That's all the action is.
When you're on the field that long, time after time after time. And I think they got a little lazy with their feet. And the one call on Garrett Williams I thought was a ticky-tack call, but it was. And then Denzel Burke on that 4th and 17 holding call. They hold him, holding call, automatic first down. Those are things you just can't do, especially as a rookie.
All right, thanks, Arizona Sports and PHNX Cardinals for the sound there for the Redbirds. All right, let's move our attention to Arizona State. We got a couple clips. This first one is the highlight from the night on Saturday. Levitt to Tyson, the 30-yard TD, which put the score 10-3 in the second quarter.
On 1st and 10 from the Texas State 30-yard line, off play action, Levitt dodges an oncoming rusher, throws downfield to a wide-open receiver, Tyson, and Tyson dives forward into the end zone for a spectacular touchdown of 30 yards.
That was awesome.
I mean, he rolls right, comes back to left, hops, throws it to Tyson. Tyson catches it, goes down left side, hops over the defender, and then hops into the end zone. That's one of those plays that's a highlight reel for the ages.
They had to do the replay to make sure he did not step out of bounds, and it was close. But when you saw the replay, you could tell there was a little thread of green that was between the foot and the white line. Touchdown.
Just goes to show how good those two kids are. Very good athletes.
They're really good
Very good athletes.
Yeah.
Make a play like that.
And then Rayleigh Brown, he lit up the night with this explosive 75-yard touchdown.
And speak of Ray Leak, he's got the handoff here, and he finds a hole. Look out! A foot race. Ray Leak Brown to the 50, 40, 30, 20. They won't catch him.
Touchdown Devils! A 75-yard burst off the left side by Rayleigh Brown. One play after Texas State had cut into the Sun Devil lead.
So Rayleigh with the 75-yard touchdown, that put the score 34-9. There in the third quarter.
Did you see Coach Dillingham go after him when he came off the field?
Yeah.
Now, the main reason why everybody's going, why is he yelling at him about? Well, he was running. He did the tape thing. He dropped the ball early. So coaches over there tuck the ball, carry it through the end zone because they work on that. And if that would have, because I've seen it happen where guys drop right before.
I've seen it too.
I could have been an early touchback for Texas State. Then he went back over to him, and they came back from break, explained to him because, Ray Leak was like, what's the problem? I just went 75 yards. So explained it to him, and at that point he understood that if you're going to do break the tape touchdowns, carry the ball through the end zone, please.
All right, we're like, I pulled all this time, but it doesn't deserve all this time because it has Kansas State in it. So it's 2 minutes and 14 seconds, Connor. I want you to cut it at least in half. And this is some.
Please cut it in half.
Yeah, the U of A highlights. We'll try to get those in there. And then if we have time, you'll hear from Brett Brennan. If not, you're going to hear from him later in our show. But here's U of A giving you guys, you Wildcats, some love.
And the ball fumbled, and Arizona recovers at the Kansas State 44-yard line. And the handoff and going nowhere. Again, Arizona's run defense has been fantastic tonight. Put Lockett in motion, play fake to him. Johnson under pressure, throws the pass. But a great tackle at the 26-yard line will deny Kansas State 16 yards here. Takes the snap, back to throw. Waits, time. Short pass, caught by Mahdi. Mahdi to the 50, Mahdi to the 45, Mahdi to the 40. Mahdi with a first down inside the 30-yard line. Down to one. Just got it off. Back to throw, Avery Johnson. Fires over the middle, and it's knocked away incomplete. Arizona football with 1 minute to go.
Let's take a deep breath. A lot of momentum.
We'll cut it right there.
Thank
That's
you.
all you get
Thank
there.
you. I can't take any
the
more.
Wildcats take care of the other Cats, 23-17. They're 3-0 start for the first time since they've done that in 2015. This defense has been unbelievable. I've only given up 26 points through 3 games. Top 10 nationally in defense, scoring defense, total defense, third down efficiency. So the Arizona Desert Swarm, are we seeing it? A rejuvenation of the Swarm?
I would hope so. I think that he dove in the portal pretty good. He's got his players. It's his second year. He's got 2 new coordinators that have got things coordinated very well. And again, to hold K-State to just over 200 yards total offense.
Oh, they're not any good.
Phenomenal.
That's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Why is that phenomenal? You would destroy them. All right, let's get into it. That we had it first. Here's Cam Scadaboo's first NFL touchdown with the New York Giants.
Scadaboo still at running back. He's got it straight ahead for the New York touchdown and his first in the NFL. Giants back in front. Cam Scadaboo back in the building where he started in the Big 12 championship.
That was in the fourth quarter. That put them up 23-20, courtesy of Fox. They would go on to lose that game. All right, today's Replay Rewind is brought to you by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe. Interact, need a check, make one call. That's all, 602-977-1900. All right, we'll continue talking some Arizona State football along with some Cardinals as Sam Levitt showed some poise. Brown ran wild, and Kyler Murray connected with Marvin Harrison Jr., but not enough. We'll get to the quarterback's perspective as Rudy Carpenter, the former Sun Devil and NFL quarterback, will join us next. But right now, here's a Bigs ESPN 620 update.
It's now time for your Roc Manuch with Jimmy B's Bigs ESPN 620 update. I'm Connor Collins. The Arizona Cardinals stayed unbeaten with a 27-22 win over the Panthers as Kyler Murray threw for 220 yards and a touchdown, while Zaven Collins returned to fumble for a score. Arizona State bounced back by dominating Texas State 34-15, piling up 430 total yards behind Sam Levitt's 180 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and 59 rushing yards. Jordan Tyson hauled in 6 catches for 105 yards, and of course, the spectacular highlight play touchdown. The Arizona Wildcats were off to a 3-0 start behind a defense that's allowed just 26 points through 3 games, and Northern Arizona beat Southern Utah in a 52-49 shootout. It's a double shot Bigs American Bar and Grill Monday. 2 games tonight, Tampa, Houston at 4, followed by Chargers, Raiders at 7. We're live tonight from Biggs in Peoria, right at P83, and we look forward to seeing you there for a chance to roll the $10,000 cash jumbo die and more gifts as we go.
Who wants to hit LA? Sign up for the Twin Peaks Gridiron Getaway, powered by Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Grand prize, 2 tickets to see the Cards at the Rams January 4th at SoFi Stadium, hotel at the Westin LA, and a $500 Visa card. Runner-up scores a $500 big game tailgate at Twin Peaks for you and 9 friends. Scan to score at Twin Peaks or text PEAKS to 59925 to enter. Twin Peaks, eat, drinks, scenic views, and football dreams.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Being in an auto accident is traumatic. You need to call the best law firm that has the experience to get you the best results. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
You always say that on your whole heart. I believe you, and so does the American Heart Association. That's why this American Heart Month, they want to make sure that you and every other parent know CPR to make sure you are ready. Ready to save my life when it matters most. Learn CPR today so you can be ready and become a part of the nation of lifesavers.
Visit heart.org/nation to learn more.
Wrinkles, gray hair, and hearing loss are common signs of getting older. But being short of breath, having tightness in your chest, coughing, and wheezing are not. If you are experiencing these symptoms, you may be one of the millions of people who are living with a condition called COPD but don't know it. Early diagnosis and treatment can add years of better breathing to your life. For more information, talk to your doctor and visit copdfoundation.org today.
Action! When I grow up, I want to be a director because they get to talk to everybody about everything. They get to make cool movies and dance music videos.
If your child is sick over and over again, it could be PI, a defect of the immune system that affects millions. Early testing can give children a chance to dream.
And when I'm a director, I get to say, lights, camera, action.
For more information, visit the Jeffrey Modell Foundation at info4pi.org.
That's a wrap.
Chronic absenteeism is on the rise.
Sophia A. absent. Julio M. absent.
These absences are often due to the absence of crucial needs like food, transportation, and healthcare.
Olivia H. absent. Preston L. absent.
But site coordinators from communities and schools connect kids to the resources they need so they show up prepared and ready to learn.
Jacob O. present.
Visit communitiesandschools.org. Being present matters.
Here to talk football is former Sun Devil and NFL quarterback Rudy Carpenter, who went 3-0 against that team in Tucson.
Deep ball again by Rudy Carpenter. He reads it, it's zone coverage, gets behind the safety.
Rudy Carpenter now on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
On 1st and 10 from the Texas State 30-yard line, off play action, Levitt dodges an oncoming rusher, throws downfield to a wide open receiver, Tyson, and Tyson dives forward into the end zone for a spectacular touchdown of 30 yards.
All right, we'll start with Arizona State. Rudy, Sam Levitt, he looked comfortable in that win. A couple touchdown passes. You just heard one of them, the Tyson. He spread the ball around quite a bit. But from your perspective as a former quarterback, what impressed you about his command of the offense on Saturday night?
Yeah, I think that you said it. I think he looked a little bit more comfortable on Saturday. It looked like that maybe he trusted his pass protection a little bit more than in previous weeks. I don't know that for sure, just my observation. I was on the show last week saying that I felt like one of the things that he needed to work on was his footwork and making sure that he was taking the appropriate drop with the, whatever play was called. So if it's quick game, he's in the shotgun, he's catching the ball and, setting his feet real quick and getting the ball out. Or if he's throwing a curl route, it's, a 3-step drop and a hitch and ball or whatever it may be. I thought he really needed to work on that. He said during the week leading up to the Texas State game that was something that he wanted to work on was his footwork. So when I watched the game, I specifically was looking for that to show up. And to me, it looked like it did early in the game. And then it kind of reverted into what he's always done. But he had a couple of plays, including the flying jump pass to Jordan Tyson that I thought was, a pretty big play in the game and allowed both of those guys to really show off what they're good at.
Rudy, did you teach him that move? You've been working with him to that jump, hop, back flip, sidearm flipper to Tyson on that?
No, I absolutely I don't work with Sam, and I don't teach the Hungarian flying jump pass either. But it was a good throw, and it was a good play. But more so than that, I don't know if you guys notice it like I do, or if maybe I'm just like too big of a fan. But like, Jordan Tyson does some like ridiculous things athletically, I feel like, in every single game. He is like so explosive. He's so like nimble. I don't even know what words I can use to like describe just how smooth he is, how explosive he is, how fast he is. His body control is like totally ridiculous. The guy's able to do some pretty impressive things with his body.
It's interesting. They talked about how Hines Ward is working with him with all that you said there, Rudy, specifically. But he's working with him about being humble, staying within the game. Don't get too overzealous in certain areas and what have you. His whole thing was not to come back, but just to kind of conserve some of that energy. But he talked about this is one of the most incredible, talented individuals, like you said, that he's ever coached at this level.
Yeah, I mean, look, to me, Hines Ward is an incredible player. I think at the very least, he's got to be a Pittsburgh Steeler Hall of Famer, right?
Absolutely.
I don't know. Is he an NFL Hall of Famer yet? Or I don't know. I forget. But if he's not, he's got to be a borderline NFL Hall of Famer. So I'll defer to whatever Hines Ward is trying to teach Jordan Tyson about playing wide receiver, because Hines Ward to me is an all-time great, and I'll defer. But there is a piece of me that kind of feels like you can be humble in a lot of different ways. But for me personally, I love it when my wide receivers are, when they got a lot of juice and when they know they have a lot of juice. It doesn't bother me when I have a receiver who feels like he's open all the time and he wants the ball all of the time. Those things don't bother me, but on the other stuff, I'll defer to Hines on.
Rudy, I'll just add, if you want to describe Jordan Tyson, first-round draft choice, that takes care of everything right there. I want to ask you the question about the running game came alive. You had a running back, Raleek went off in the game, and have they now found the secret? Have they established that running game enough that will translate when they go on the road this coming Saturday and play at Baylor?
Yeah, I mean that's a tough question. I mean, I think Leak had a great performance. There was a reason why he was a big 5-star recruit and went to USC. He's definitely got some juice and some gas. I think the Kanye kid that came over from Army, I believe, I think he has some juice as well and runs behind his pads well. He hasn't gotten a chance to, I think, play an awful lot. Unfortunately, I think when trying to judge the run game, it's been hard because I really don't think that Texas State or NAU is a good evaluation, I guess you could say, on what the running game is. Typically, and I'm not trying to be a hater, because I think G.J. Kinn, who's the head coach at Texas State, is one of, if not the best, young head coach in all of college football. I think he's an incredible coach. So, but those lower level schools like an NAU or a Texas State or those types of places, when they play Power 4 teams and teams like ASU, to a certain extent at quarterback or even some of the skill positions, they can line up and go, guy for guy with some of these big Power 4 schools. I think where the real big difference is, the differentiator in those two teams, I think, is really up front, both on the offensive and defensive line. Those lower level FBS teams, those FCS teams, when you play them, they just don't have the depth up front on offense or defense. They don't have the size up front on offense or defense. They don't have the same quality of starter and the same quality of backup in their defensive front or offensive fronts that a place like ASU would have. And so when those teams play, to me, you would always expect the run game to really get going, because once the game goes on and those guys get tired and you wear on them, that's really where you start to see the biggest gap in talent, in my viewpoint. So the only game, in my opinion, that we really have to judge on where this run game is truly at is Mississippi State game, and it was just okay. So I think there's still a lot that we really don't know about this ASU team yet.
All right, it's Rudy Carpenter joining us here on ESPN Radio Phoenix. All right, let's shift gears. Arizona Cardinals, Kyler Murray showed some flashes, some vintage scrambles, but the offense stalled late. From what you can see from this performance, how much of this is on him, and how much is it versus the scheme of not letting this quarterback throw it downfield?
You're talking about Kyler Murray and their ability to push the ball down the field?
Yes. A lot of dink and dunks.
Yeah, I think a lot of it. I mean, I was at the game. I had a great view for what was going on, and look, without watching the film, it's really hard to say. But what I do know is that a lot of times when he was throwing these checkdowns, especially to the running backs, there was nobody in sight. So, I think I would imagine that it's probably a couple things. Number one, the way the Carolina Panthers played their scheme, and really having all their guys get depth in coverage, which allowed Kyler just to dink and dunk a little bit. I also think if I had to bet inside of that Cardinals building, there's a lot of just pounding the table in the meeting rooms with Kyler, where they're just really wanting him to get easy completions on run downs, first and second down, put the ball in play, get the drive started, let your guys run after the catch, keep us ahead of the chains on first and second down, whether we're throwing the football or utilizing the quarterback run game. So I think that's probably, a big deal in how Kyler is being coached. But, there was a couple of big explosive plays in the game, especially to Trey McBride running down the middle of the field, which tells me that Carolina was probably playing a good amount of cover two. And if they are playing a good amount of cover two with the middle of the field open like that, it's also the same reason why a quarterback would throw a lot of checkdowns, because that's what you do when teams play that type of coverage. One thing that doesn't really, it's not a question that you asked, and so I apologize for that. It's just something that stuck out to me. The first drive of the game, I believe, like right after the turnover, that was for a touchdown. They tried to throw a fade ball to Marvin Harrison in the back of the end zone for a touchdown, and I thought it should have been a touchdown. And it was weird to me because, number one, it looked like Marvin, didn't really get a great jump, but also it was a weird rep in the sense that it was one of those plays that Marvin doesn't do a lot, in the sense that, number one, he didn't jump that high off the ground. Number two, he did not do a good job using his body. And number three, he tried to let the ball come into his chest instead of doing what he's really known for, which is using his speed, his height, his arm length and wingspan, along with his physical ability to high point the football. And I thought that should have been an easy touchdown, and also it could have been a very important confidence booster for Kyler and for Marvin. And I don't know, they just, for whatever reason, they just can't seem to really put it together. I'm not saying that there aren't plays here and there, and there aren't good things here and there, and explosive things here and there. But I'm talking about, even yesterday you saw Teteroa McMillan from the Cardinals, who kind of went off for 7 or 8 catches over 100 yards yesterday, and he looked like a first rounder. I just, looking for Marvin to make those kinds of plays. I don't know if you guys remember that play early in the game, but just something that stuck out a little bit.
Yes.
Rudy, as always, buddy, thanks for the insight, man. We appreciate you, man. Have a good week.
All right, guys. See you later.
That's Rudy Carpenter joining us here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. You can follow him on X at Rudy C. Rudy, yeah.
Yeah, Rudy C. Carpenter.
No.
I'm sorry, Rudy G. Carpenter. I'm sorry, my bad.
God, come on, Manuch.
Rudy G. Carpenter.
It's the little things. You know?
I know, my bad.
Jeez, you have one thing to do is just give me his X and his Twitter, and you have it wrong. So what is it?
Rudy G. Carp 12.
Okay, you sure?
Yes, positive.
Carp.
Yeah, Rudy G. Carp 12.
All right, if it's not, we apologize.
Yeah.
Fanpick'em.com. If you haven't got in, get in. It's never too late. We're hooking you up with weekly prizes. Got a new season, new platform, new twist. So go to fanpick'em.com. All right, NAU's Pennington, the quarterback, was named Big Sky Offensive Player of the Week. An update on Joe Burrow's injury. The birds are soaring. The teams that have birds attached to them. And Tom Brady teasing a big Monday night announcement. That's all coming up next. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from Biggs in Peoria.
Tired of the same old weekend routine? Then head to Putting World. Experience an elevated 18-hole golf adventure followed by delicious eats, handcrafted cocktails, and live music at our chef-driven restaurant, Bar 19. Enjoy daily specials and happy hour deals that are sure to keep your wallet happy. Birdies, bites, and brews await. Check out this week's live music schedule at puttingworld.com or just swing on by Putting World, located in the Scottsdale Promenade. Eat it, drink it, sink it. Putting World.
At Crest Insurance, we believe great insurance starts with great relationships. For years, we've been protecting businesses, families, and futures with the care and expertise you deserve. Our team knows what it takes to provide personalized solutions for your needs. We're here to make insurance simple, reliable, and stress-free. Visit crestins.com to see how we can protect what matters most to you.
Need to feed a crowd? Let Venencia's bring the flavor to your next event. We know you have a lot of options when feeding a large group. Ordering directly from Venencia's means you get the best service and the absolute best pricing. There's no per-person fee. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll come up with the perfect plan to ensure everyone's well-fed and happy. Grad party, office celebration, family reunion. Invite Venencia's to the table. Text catering to 411-24/7. That's catering to 411-247 or Venencias.com.
Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service personnel. Enjoy benefits like the state's most advanced towing equipment, set work schedules, a healthy 401k employer match, health benefits, employer paid life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Ready to take your career to the next level? Visit us at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is on the move.
Mondays belong to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Live from Biggs America Bar and Grill in Peoria. The guys broadcast every Monday from 1 till 4, right in P83, across from the Peoria Sports Complex at 83rd Avenue in Bell. Then stick around as they host that night's football game. Food, drinks, prizes, and a shot at cash. That's right. Each week, 20 fans get a chance to roll the dough for $10,000. $10,000. Mondays, Biggs Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Be there.
Leaders don't wait. They innovate. The next big leap is here. Real Time's Real Intelligence, RI. It's smarter, faster, and cleaner than any AI on the planet. It makes jaw-dropping images, 4K videos, Grammy-eligible music, research, code, everything in one place. Don't get left behind. The future is already here. Try RI now for free at tryrinow.com. That's tryrinow.com from publicly traded Real-Time Media. RLTR. Try RI now.
Do my little boo thing, so I'll give a hoot what you do, say girl, I know.
It's time for the guys to take you back. A quick reflection on some of the more memorable, weird, and entertaining moments in sports and pop culture. Sponsored by Arizona Iron Furniture on This Day Report. Visit one of our 4 Valley locations in Glendale, Scottsdale, or Gilbert and experience our craftsmanship firsthand. Find them at ArizonaIronFurniture.com.
All right, on this day in 2004, Randy Johnson became the all-time left-handed strikeout leader. That strikeout that he did against Vinny Castilla in the 7th inning against the Rockies on this day, he passed Steve Carlton and moved into the 3rd place on the MLB all-time list. Back just last year against the Rams, the Cardinals made a statement thanks to rookie Marvin Harrison Jr., caught his first 2 touchdown passes. Kyler Murray threw 3 in their win over the Rams, 41-10. And today we find out that NAU's Ty Pennington was named and earned the Big Sky Offensive Player of the Week. He threw a career-high 366 yards, 3 touchdowns, plus a rushing touchdown, and he engineered the game-winning drive with a 2-point conversion as NAU beat Southern Utah 52-49. All right, let's get to football at 50. And the big story is quarterbacks being injured. We have a lot that are down now. Joe Burrow is out with a turf injury. He will be out 3 months. We now have heard that Vikings McCarthy, he's got an ankle injury. He is going to be out 2 to 4 weeks. Commanders Jalen Daniels has a knee injury. He is most likely going to be out this week. His status will be up in the air, but it's only Monday, so we will find out later in the week. But quarterbacks going down. So those backup quarterbacks, we saw what happened yesterday in New Orleans with Brock being out. and
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones
did
hell
miss the
to
beat.
Yeah, he did.
They looked pretty good.
They did. And I'll say this: you looked at, Chris, is it Wentz is going to be backing up, taking it from
Wentz,
from McCarthy. They said that this morning that Daniels may be out for 3 to 4 weeks, depending on this knee injury. Hey, Marcus Mariota, hope you still got some game left in you. But, and you looked at several of the QBs that are going down like that. This is the value of having a good, solid backup quarterback for your team, especially early in the year. Somebody goes down early in the year and you don't have a qualified guy that can take over at least for a few weeks. In the case of, the Cincinnati now, I mean, he's gone maybe to the end of this year. Browning.
Yeah.
Till December. You got Wentz and Browning, I think, going at it.
At least they're 2-0. I mean, that's the first in a long time that they've started this well.
Yeah, and I think the other thing, too, that they got to remember, hey, Viking fans, pump the brakes on McCarthy. I mean, he's still a rookie. To take the 6 sacks, to have a bad game yesterday, he's still behind the 8 ball as far as learning. You don't learn by sitting there. You got to play. And I think that Carson Wentz, hopefully comes in and can handle everything until he comes back, when he does come back.
Does your guy, Bryce Perkins, get an opportunity here, do you think?
I hope so. They were scouring for looking for a backup or second or third team guy in Cincinnati.
Where's he at right now?
He's home. He's here.
Where was he most recently?
Seattle? Where was he? He was 2 weeks with Carolina.
Oh, Carolina. Okay.
Yeah, he was there.
And he played well when he was
did.
there.
Yeah, he did. So he came back. Dalton's now back for Carolina, so they sent him home. And I think they're carrying 2 quarterbacks at this point in time. But I'll guarantee you, a lot of these guys looking to try to get somebody in early in the week and try to get them some semblance of understanding the offense.
All right, bird teams are making some noise as several bird-themed franchises are off to a hot start, including the Cardinals. You saw what the Eagles did to the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Seahawks go to Pittsburgh. How about that? And how about the Falcons? So all these bird teams are trending up early into the season. Tonight, of course, Bucs at Texans, Chargers at Raiders. What's interesting about this Raider game is it'll be probably the first home game since they moved to Las Vegas, because they are estimating 80% of the crowd to be Raider fans. And if you know that stadium, everybody has been flocking there. If you're an Eagles fan and they're playing there, you want to go there. Pittsburgh or whoever it is, it's been like a 60-40 or 50-50 crowd. But with the Chargers coming in town, they don't have a huge fan base. So it's going to make it a pretty big atmosphere and the biggest game in Allegiant Stadium history for the Las Vegas Raiders.
And yet, when I think of the Chargers and Raiders, I think of the old AFC or old AFL.
Oh yeah,
those were.
What's it most famous for? The Holy Roller.
Holy Roller. Yeah, I mean, they were. You talk about the rival, but they couldn't stand each other. Now, a lot of teams couldn't stand the Raiders.
Right.
Okay, but look at the Chargers and them going at it. The Rams and them, not quite so much, but that whole old AFL and AFC group of teams that just have that tradition that's there when you think of the Dan Fouts, the Kenny Stablers, and those guys going back and forth, which I'm sure in tonight's game they'll really highlight so many of those traditional games. And I bet they show the Holy Roller a little bit tonight.
I bet they do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So on Fox NFL Sunday, Tom Brady said he would be at the game tonight between the Chargers and the Raiders, and he's going to reveal something very special that he has been working on for a very long time. Now, of course, he's a minority owner of the Raiders. He's been retired since 2022, which is great. And he's been broadcasting for quite some time and doing commercials on every break. He posted on X something along the lines, "1 more year?" ? And Rob Gronkowski, after doing a throw for fun with his longtime teammate, also started with some speculation on Twitter as too. So here's what we don't know. Whether this announcement means he's returning to play in the NFL, I think it's pretty clear that's not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
Could be related to the Raiders' ownership. Maybe he's going to increase his role. Maybe it's a business venture off the field, or maybe it's something entirely different. But we will find out tonight what he is all about.
What could be so, vitally speculative?
We're talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, knowing Brady, it could be a plethora of things that are out there. He's not coming back. Gronk's not coming back. Maybe I don't know. He's involved in some kind of big ownership of another team or something like. I don't know.
How can he do that if he's
do that.
he's a minority owner?
No,
in the
not
Raiders.
football wise. He could do another.
Yeah, but why would he make that announcement and take away from Monday Night Football?
I don't know.
You think it's something like
just
a soccer team?
Just putting it out there takes away from Monday Night Football. This right here.
No, but you're going to tune into Monday Night Football because you want to hear what he has to say.
I'm tuned to watch the game. I mean, I'm not really sure what he has to say.
You love Tom Brady.
I'm a Brady fan.
You would carry his books if you could.
He'd be carrying mine. I beg your pardon. I'll be tutoring him, mentoring him.
Yeah.
You know what? I mean, I one of the greatest of all time. And I think what he says.
So much better, Joe Montana.
No, he's not. Montana was 4-0 in Super Bowls. But all that being said, I think the one thing you put that out there is if you want the Raiders for him to put that out there and represent the Raiders. And for me, it's like, let's just play the game. I don't care what Tom has to say one way or the other.
All right, NFL football at 50 is brought to you by Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale, home of the Nebraska Cornhuskers. This week it's a big one in Lincoln with Michigan coming into town. 12:30 start. Go Big Red. Arena Sports Grill, Bell Road and 62nd Street. All right, it's a trifecta for Arizona football. The Sun Devils roll. The Wildcats take down Kansas State. And NAU pulls off a wild rivalry win. Plus, we'll get you set with a double shot Monday Night Football. Bucks and Texans at 4. Chargers, Raiders at 7. And yes, you'll have a chance to roll the dice. $1,000 today. We also have our G2G Protein Bar Game Changers. Back with Fouhy, with Craig Fouhy, and much, much more. It's hour number 2 coming up in minutes right here on ESPN Radio Phoenix.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your boat, boat wins.
What are you going to do? Take the boat out for a spin or go mail something? Boat wins! Are we cleaning the patio or taking the boat out fishing? Boat wins! Are we skipping that eye exam to go sailing? Boat wins!
Rescheduling eye exams can be a nightmare.
All right, fine. Eye exam, then boat. Yeah!
With Progressive, you can bundle your boat with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings on your boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
Our office computers were from like 2012.
What? They had computers then?
Yeah, I don't know much about new tech.
Apparently.
So I went to Staples and saved big on an AI-powered HP laptop and HP OfficeJet Pro printer, which also came with 3 months of free instant ink.
And we're back in this century. During Staples HP Tech Event, save up to 35% on HP printers and up to 40% on AI-powered HP PCs.
That was easy.
In-store, online, and on the app. Until 11/1, select models only.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She can get a deal, book telehealth if she feels.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
Ooh, What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business calm at ooma.com/radio.
It's a fact. Dietary fiber is essential for digestive health. But did you know there's a special type of dietary fiber that also lowers blood sugar and cholesterol levels? You heard me right. There's a special type of dietary fiber, the kind found in glucose-down drink mixes, that keeps blood sugar and cholesterol levels in a healthy, normal range. It's clinically proven, science-based nutrition, and it really works. Look into glucose-down drink mixes today. Go to myglucodown.com. That's myglucodown.com. You'll be glad you did.
It's back. Sign up now for the Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B annual Pro Football Pick'em Contest, powered by all 5 Twin Peaks locations. Pick the winners each week, score great prizes all season long, and earn bragging rights until next year. And don't forget, the guys are live every Thursday from 1 to 4 to kick off your football weekend at one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks lodges. It's free to play and easy to join. Just head to fanpick'em.com. That's fanpick'em.com, powered by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views, and your home for pro football.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports. Is ESPN 620. Live from Biggs at P83, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's getting you set for tonight's game. Giveaway specials and the game on every screen.
Speak of Ray Leak. He's got the handoff here, and he finds a hole. Look out! A foot race. Ray Leak Brown to the 50, 40, 30, 20. They won't catch him. Touchdown, Devils! A 75-yard burst off the left side by Ray Leak Brown. One play after Texas State had cut into the Sun Devil lead.
Lafita fakes the toss, wants to run it to the left, picks up a nice block, turns the corner at the 10, down to the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona.
Pennington to throw. Zips got it complete. NAU leads with 29 seconds to go. Jason Raines hauls it in.
And all three D1 schools win in football over the weekend. Welcome in hour number 2 out here at Biggs American Bar and Grill. It's a double shot of Monday Night Football. Tampa Bay and Houston will go at it at 4 o'clock, followed by the LA Chargers and Las Vegas Raiders at 7. Halftime of the first game, 20 fans here will get the opportunity to roll the dice for a $10,000 check or a big screen TV, as well as some other great gift cards. It's a great promo that we do each and every Monday here at Biggs in Peoria, located in the P3 across from the Peoria Sports Complex at 83rd Avenue and Bell Road. More details, rockandmanuch.com or BiggsPeoria.com. All right, let's get into the good, the bad, the ugly from this weekend from the 3 D1 schools, as it was a good weekend of football. Of course, we'll start with Arizona State and one of the best plays from the weekend, and that, of course, is Sam Levitt to Tyson, the big play of the game.
On 1st and 10 from the Texas State 30-yard line, off play action, Levitt dodges an oncoming rusher, throws downfield to a wide-open receiver, Tyson, and Tyson dives forward into the end zone for a spectacular touchdown of 30 yards.
Yeah, the big play of the game. If you heard the broadcast on television, they said it was a little Frogger going on there. If you remember the game Frogger, the guys are jumping around. But that, of course, is Tim Healy and the Arizona State Sports Network. All right, and the big play, Ray Leak Brown with a 75-yard TD run in the third quarter, which put this game away.
And speak of Ray Leak, he's got the handoff here, and he finds a hole. Look out! A foot race. Ray Leak Brown to the 50, 40, 30, 20. They won't catch him. Touchdown, Devils! A 75-yard burst off the left side by Ray Leak Brown. One play after Texas State had cut into the Sun Devil lead.
So that's a good 144-yard, second straight 100-yard game for Brown. The Sam Levitt, Jordan Tyson connection, of course, continues to shine. The bad, it's the offensive line. They still did not do what they needed to do because Levitt was getting a lot of hits. Protection needs to improve against Baylor this Saturday. And again, a slow start, it would be the ugly. Tied 3-3 in the second quarter against a Sun Belt team before the switch finally went off there on Frank Bush Field.
Yeah, you watch that game, that first quarter, you went, wait a second. Come on, guys. I mean, let's get this out. Let's get out the schneid here sooner rather than later. Yeah, I would agree. It looks as though Sam Levitt, I mean, he's got great escapability, great speed, but I'd like to see more, him settle more in the pocket because that pass protection or lack thereof. And when you take on Baylor and Iowa State and Utah, who are all coming up here the next 4 or 5 weeks, you got to get that taken squared away. Now, I will say this. The one good thing that really is starting to become relevant is their speed and athleticism with this team. You look at Ray Leak, you look at Tyson, look at even looking at Sam Levitt, how well he moves around, how athletic he is. And then their secondary, the same thing. But the guys up front, well, they're going to be tested these next 3 or 4 weeks in a row to see if they really are back on par like they were last week.
I totally agree with that statement. But
that's like the third time, you've agreed with him today.
That's amazing.
Are you going to have your own thought? I mean,
it's coming.
It is Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
I know. That's why I'm agreeing.
Okay, all right.
So I can stay on the show. So the point that I want to make is that people forgot that Texas State were handing it to ASU last year at Texas State.
Were.
And ASU had to come back in the fourth quarter to win that game. This was a team which was capable of winning the game over the weekend, but ASU showed what they are finally made of, and they put together a solid performance to win going away.
I would say, I think, too, is their pass defense was exposed.
Yes.
It was, it's not much better. It's been exposed the last, 3 weeks. So that's the one thing that Baylor can throw the heck out of the ball. So they got to shore that up. And I think a lot of that will be with what kind of pass rush they can put on Baylor in this weekend coming up.
It just kind of takes me back to you, Jimmy. I'm thinking of Major League. Great drop in. I can't remember what it was.
Great drop in, Monty.
Yeah, great drop in, Monty. That's probably what I'm thinking about. I'm like trying to find it real quick. I'm like, I want to pull that and play it real quick. But anyway, let's get to Arizona and Arizona Wildcats, 38-31 over Kansas State Wildcats. And here's a little montage of what went on down in Tucson on Friday night.
Fouhy fakes the toss, wants to run it to the left, picks up a nice block, turns the corner at the 10, down to the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Here's the kick. And the ball fumbled, and Arizona recovers at the Kansas State 44-yard line. And the handoff and going nowhere. Again, Arizona's run defense has been fantastic tonight. Put Lockett in motion, play fake to him. Johnson under pressure, throws the pass. But a great tackle at the 26-yard line will deny Kansas State 16 yards here. Takes the snap, back to throw. Waits, time. Short pass, caught by Mahdi. Mahdi to the 50, Mahdi to the 45, Mahdi to the 40. Mahdi with a first down inside the 30-yard line. Down to 1. Did they get? Just got it off. Back to throw. Avery Johnson fires over the middle, and it's knocked away incomplete. Arizona football with 1 minute to go.
Yeah, that was the death knell right there for my Cats.
All right, Noah Fouhy keeps proving that he's the guy, no question. 3 touchdown passes, was big in the crunch, but it was the defense that made enough plays to seal it. I guess if you look at the bad, they gave up too many explosive plays. They let the Wildcats of Kansas State hang around when they could have slammed the door on them early. They had some ugly penalties in key spots. They got to work on some discipline there that could haunt them in Big 12 play. Now, if you look at Fouhy and where he is at today, 3 games in, these are good numbers. 46 of 78. 59% completion rate. He's thrown at 712 yards, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions, and he's got 1 rushing touchdown, 37 yards.
What a difference from last season. Incredible. So remember last season when they were having all those struggles and the fan base was after Brennan's head? Now all of a sudden, oh my God, we got a real coach here. Well,
I don't remember them after his head last year.
They were last year. At the end of that season, they were after him.
No, I
they
disagree
were.
with that, Jimmy. They wanted to see some changes, and he did. He got a new offensive coordinator,
Yes, he
Daggy.
did.
But
They were after him.
They knew that he's had a lot of guys leave, and then Fish had several guys leave that went with him. But I don't recollect they might have given him a little bit of a mulligan from last year. But the one thing about this U of A team is, they had 230 some yards rushing, and they held K-State, who was supposedly supposed to have a pretty decent running game, only to 100 yards rushing, and barely 20 yards total offense. But you're right, Rock. I mean, the Cats, K-State Cats, hung in there till those last couple drives, those huge defensive stops. But the one thing that U of A does is their pressure defense in their secondary. I mean, Avery was just dinking and dunking. I'm like, go down the field. They couldn't because of the pressure. And once they boxed him up along, the only big play they had was J.C. Brown's 75-yard run. Hits fast for K-State. That was about it. That's the only big play. They're not allowing big plays to evolve in front of them that keeps them and helps them win these games.
All right, then finally for our trifecta, the NAU Lumberjacks.
Pennington to throw. Zips got it complete. NAU leads with 29 seconds to go. Jason Raines hauls it in.
I think the guy was doing the play-by-play in his car. Ty Pennington, 366 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, plus the game-winning drive. He was named Big Sky Offensive Player of the Week. If you're going to look at the bad, they did give up 447 yards, 4 rushing touchdowns. They did nearly blow a 14-point lead. And the ugly is some bad penalties, as we keep seeing in all three of the teams in the valley or in the state. But a thriller, not clean, but they'll take that W on the road.
The one thing they did too is looking to tie the game up. At 42 apiece, at 49 apiece, they went for 2, and they got the 2-point conversion. And then on top of that, then they got a safety. So at that point, Coach Wright had the feeling, let's go win this game. They could have tied this thing up and gone into overtime, but they didn't. And your point, Rock, it's very interesting. Matter of fact, I think that this NAU team outscored Southern Utah 38-35 in the second half. It's 14-all.
Yeah.
So they win the second half, but that was it. He, instead of tying it up, he goes for 2. They get the 2-point conversion. They're up 50-49. They get the safety at the very end of the game and win this game 52-49. You're right. 3 scores. They're up by 3 scores at one time, and Southern Utah comes back. Phenomenal comeback there in Southern Utah.
All right, let's get 3 more contestants to get in our Monday night tailgate lock of the night, brought to you by Biggs here in Peoria. We need 3 callers right now to lock in your prediction for tonight's Buccaneers-Texans game. The closest score wins a $50 gift card from Biggs, where the West Valley goes for football. We'll take 3 callers right now, 1, 2, and 3 at 602-230-0620. That's 230-0620. And you get to play the Biggs Monday night tailgate lock of the night. And Connor will take those off the air. So get in now for that. All right, from a walk-off Texas A&M touchdown to a Jared Goff torching the Vikings. So even Daniel Jones leading the Colts to 2-0. It was a full weekend of difference makers. We'll hand out our G2G Protein Bar Game Changers of the Week next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B right here on ESPN Radio 620 and on FM at 98.7 HD-2.
Who wants to hit LA? Sign up for the Twin Peaks Gridiron Getaway, powered by Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Grand prize, 2 tickets to see the Cards at the Rams January 4th at SoFi Stadium, hotel at the Westin LA, and a $500 Visa card. Runner-up scores a $500 big game tailgate at Twin Peaks for you and 9 friends. Scan to score at Twin Peaks or text Peaks to 59925 to enter. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views, and football dreams.
It's a fact. Dietary fiber is essential for digestive health. But did you know there's a special type of dietary fiber that also lowers blood sugar and cholesterol levels? You heard me right. There's a special type of dietary fiber, the kind found in glucose-down drink mixes, that keeps blood sugar and cholesterol levels in a healthy, normal range. It's clinically proven, science-based nutrition, and it really works. Look into glucose-down drink mixes today. Go to myglucodown.com. That's myglucodown.com. You'll be glad you did.
Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service personnel. Enjoy benefits like the state's most advanced towing equipment, set work schedules, a healthy 401k employer match, health benefits, employer paid life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Ready to take your career to the next level? Visit us at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is on the move. It's time to make plans to join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B for another Dos Equis Sun Devils watch party. ASU on the road at Baylor, Saturday, September 20th at Backyard Desert Ridge. This is your ultimate tailgate, elevated bar favorites, and the game on massive LED walls. At halftime, 25 fans get a shot to roll for dough for $10,000. See you there, Sun Devil fans, all season long at Backyard Desert Ridge and Backyard Gilbert.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Franklin Wright Boulevard, and always online at wrighttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out wrighttoyota.com.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Rose is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Rose is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Rose is the way to go.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Lerner and Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
Turner and Rose is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Time for the G2G Protein Bar Play or Team of the Weekend. Did your favorite player make an incredible play or your team had a big upset? They probably know all about G2G Protein Bars, a refrigerated protein bar with unmatched taste, grab and go goodness. G2G Protein Bars are now available at Costco.
All right, we do it every week here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, our G2G Bar game changers from the weekend. I'll start us off with Texas A&M pulling a dramatic 41-40 road win over then at number 8 Notre Dame in South Bend. The winning play, here's Marcel Reed, who throws an 11-yard touchdown pass, and this is it with 13 seconds remaining.
4th in the game. Reed, rush comes. Reed pumps, fires. It is caught. Nate Borkacher brings it in.
Yeah, and then Randy Bond would nail the extra point. So my game changer is going to go to Marcel Reed. A big night, 360 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. Did have a pick, but what he was able to do late in that game to do it on the road at Notre Dame, I give him all the credit in the world. Big win for Texas A&M.
Well, the Chicago Bears got a hard dose of reality. My G2G Protein Bar game changer goes to Detroit Lions quarterback Jared Goff. Here's one of the 5 touchdown passes he had yesterday.
4th and goal, fake to Montgomery.
Too easy.
To St. Brown, into the end zone. His 3rd touchdown today, and there he goes.
Right into the leap zone.
Yeah, sorry about that, Laz. Your Bears got absolutely schooled by the Detroit Lions. As I mentioned, you look at Jared Goff, who's just on fire. Threw for 334 yards. Talk about efficient. 23 of 28 had 5 touchdown passes. He averaged 12 yards per completion, was going down the field, 0 interceptions, 0 sacks, and they smoked that Bears team and just flat got after it. Jared Goff, my G2G Protein Bar game changer of the weekend.
All right, I'm going to go to Daniel Jones, and why not? Now he's been nicknamed Indiana Jones for the Indianapolis Colts. Here he is right here.
2nd down goal, Jones again, the dive, the push, the grind, the touchdown! Colts have recaptured the lead.
Yes, they have. He threw for a touchdown and ran for a touchdown. He was 23 of 34, 316 yards, a 29-28 win over Denver. 7 different players caught a pass. Here's a quick little side note to the Indianapolis Colts. No NFL team has started the season 2-0 and have not punted until this season. The Indianapolis Colts, they are 2-0. Daniel Jones, he is my G2G Protein Bar game changer of the week. Connor.
Yeah, I'm going to be going with, believe it or not, a loser this week in Russell Wilson. He may have lost the game, but what he didn't lose was his job, which was the chatter over the weekend. A lot of people thought Jackson Dart might be the starter, but Russell Wilson goes out and performs one of the best, honestly, career performances he's ever had. Throws for 450-plus yards, 3 touchdowns, the interception. But here's the beauty to Malik Neighbors that sent this game to OT.
From the Dallas 48, Wilson protected, heaving one, wants Neighbors, Malik Neighbors, touchdown Giants! He dropped it in the bucket from 48.
So lost the game, but he kept his job. That's my G2G game changer of the week in Russell Wilson.
You know, Manuch, we've been doing this a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever remember
a
G2G Protein Bar game
not a
changer
loser.
being on a losing team?
No, I thought that was a major faux pas right there. But
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah.
But they have to win the game. That was the game changer.
Yeah, it's a game
It did
changer.
change the game.
It did.
Yeah, you got to
It
pick off.
wasn't
the
to
whole
Russell
point of-
Wilson. He ran into the best kicker in the league.
But when
Yeah.
But when it comes to
I think we
game
gotta-
changer,
yeah, we gotta have some,
You want to win.
Yeah.
They were
That's okay,
6-point
Connor.
underdogs. They
Yeah,
shouldn't even have
all
been in
right.
the game.
Hey, Rook.
Did you
Can't
did you
be
win the
doing
bet? I mean, hopefully you won the bet. I mean, over your Cowboys. I mean, here's the thing. What's really strange about it? He's a Cowboy fan.
Exactly.
And
That's
he's taking a quarterback on an opposing team, which should have beat him.
I don't know, guys. I thought maybe
yarder?
the 1-speed quarterback would have at least had my back here. But sorry, Manuch. I guess no love for the quarterbacks who saved their careers.
He played the game to win.
No, you can't. You got it. You got
not just to cover.
That's what my good.
Not just to cover the 6.
That's what my good honorable mention.
Throw a ball with 30 seconds left. You guys are mad. I'm not
kidding.
He's a game changer. He's a game changer.
How about Dak Prescott's big play throw he set up the game tying completion, and then your boy kicking the field goal.
I would have gave it to the kicker.
I would have too.
Geez, 64-yarder. That could have went 70.
Wait,
well, that's the last time I give some love to somebody who was fighting for their life on a Sunday.
Okay,
that's all right. That's all right. At least not on this show.
Dallas Cowboy fans just text me. You lost your Dallas Cowboy man card. So, just saying.
Hey, Connor, I would have tried to defend you, but Roc already gave me hell because I agreed with Manuch 3 times already, so I can't.
All right, let's get to our picks tonight when we look at the Monday Night Football schedule. We got 2 games. Bucks, Texans, which will get going at 4 o'clock. Texans minus 2.5. Chargers and Raiders. Raiders plus 3.5 at home. You look at the first one, you got Houston. They get the slight lean at home. They need to win and shake off their week 1 loss. They don't want to go 0-2. Tampa, they look vulnerable. Their offense isn't looking, they don't look in rhythm. However, they are missing some pieces. They got some injuries at wide receiver, as well as they're just not as deep. Total 42.5 suggests that this could be a lower scoring game, tight game. So some people are leaning towards a defensive-oriented battle in this game, but I'm going with the Bucs on the road. I think Baker Mayfield, it's one game. It seems like we put so much into the first 2 weeks of the season, and I've been saying this for, 4, 5, 6, 8 weeks now. The first month of the season doesn't matter that much. You look at the team that is defending Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Eagles. They were 2-2. Mm-hmm. Cardinals could lose the next 2 games. Still go to the Super Bowl.
It really is. I think it's your 4th or 5th game of the year.
Yeah.
It's when
especially when these guys don't play any preseason.
Exactly. That's it right there, Roc. You don't really know what you have or you don't have. And that other opposing team, I mean, look at Carolina. As bad as woeful they looked yesterday, and almost came back. Yeah, look at them last year.
What would the narrative be today?
We'd be all over
27-3.
But remember how bad they looked last year. Matter of fact, Bryce Young got benched last year, came back in, and they beat the Cardinals.
Yeah,
game 16. I mean, they dominated the Cardinals. Who would have thought that the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season last year?
Their number.
So again, I think that it's one of those situations you look at where a lot of teams won't settle in until the 4th or 5th game.
All right, Bucs or Texas, Manuch?
I'm going to go with the Bucs. Baker Mayfield.
All right, I'm going to side with Roc with the Bucs just because you guys both referenced Baker, and I just think he's the difference maker. He's playing. Did I just rhyme there?
You're not going to side with me either. I picked the Bucs too.
I know, because I already did that. So I
he's got to even it out.
I see.
I'm doing an even.
Don't you have your own thoughts?
Yeah. Well, that was my thought until both of you guys took it.
All right, Chargers, Raiders. This is going to be a home game for the Raiders for the first time. They're expecting over 80,000 fans, or I shouldn't say 80,000, but 80% will fill that stadium. I think they could get 80,000 if it's standing room only. You won't see that tonight. Chargers are the favorites, rightfully so, after their strong opener over the Kansas City Chiefs. But when you look at the line, Raiders at home, 3.5 looks like a decent value. They did win week 1. They have some motivation. Home crowd should help there. But on the flip side, Chargers defense has some holds. Maybe the Raiders can exploit them, but I can't go with the Raiders.
I can't either.
I just can't. I just
wait a minute. We're going to have a difference of opinion here.
I'm going Chargers. I'm taking both road teams.
I'm going to take Chargers as well. I just think that Jim Harbaugh, he's talking about a guy that's got a guy's number. He's got Pete Carroll's number.
He has
beat him twice when he was
Seattle.
And also he beat him when he was at Stanford. Mm-hmm. So when he was at USC Stanford, he was at USC. So I just like the running game. I just like, you look at, the quarterback situation for the Chargers. I think he's going to have another big year. As a matter of fact, they're throwing the ball more this time of the year than they did last year. Harbaugh so focused on the running game. But I think the physicality of the Chargers is going to be the determining factor against the Raiders tonight.
All right, I'm going to take the points with the Raiders at home. The reason I'm going to do that is because I saw what the Raiders did on the road in Game 1 at New England, and then we saw just yesterday what New England did on the road against Miami in winning that game. I think that Brock Bowers is going to have a big game tonight. He is a problem for any NFL team. And I just like Ashton Genty to have a good night running the football. I'm going to grab the Raiders.
All right, Jimmy, going with the Raiders. Bowers, he's on my fantasy team. By the way, I lost my quarterback for a long time, and Big Joe was Cincinnati.
Wow.
So I'm have to go to C.J. Stroud next.
Okay.
Next up.
Did anyone see Travis Kelce's outfit?
No.
So he rolls in, home game, Philadelphia Eagles.
Uh-huh.
You know, he just got his ass kicked the Super Bowl, remember?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Well, he walks in wearing a suit with a tie, but his slacks were shorts.
Oh,
he had shorts?
I've seen guys do that routine.
He's such a tool.
Is that a deal now?
Yeah, that's a deal.
No, it's not.
That
Yeah, it is.
can't be.
Go look at
No.
the NBA players. The NBA players do that all the
He's
time.
not an NBA player. He's an NFL player, and he's a tight end. And he shouldn't be
Wait
dressed
a
like
minute,
a
he's one of the best
freaking
tight ends
you-know-what.
to play in the
Isn't that a
NBA.
fashion
Jimmy,
faux pas?
It's so obvious that you would appreciate that type of
Damn
attire.
straight. I used to do that.
Northwestern kind of like
I
Northwest.
used to wear that. I used to wear that outfit on anchoring sports on television all the time. In the summer, I'd have shorts on and the top
But
half
you got
of my
you
suit.
got a table covering you up.
Yes.
And no socks with the dress
Oh,
shoes?
absolutely. No socks. Just like now. I don't wear socks until it's below 40.
You're such a fashion statement, Jimmy. Oh my God.
I am an icon.
Well, you get to go into the boys area at the
At
grocery-
J.C. Penney.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
very-
it's like you didn't get any men's stuff, so you didn't have a lot of choices.
Yeah, I do well there.
I'm sure you do. All right, G2G protein bars. They've been a game changer, and you can check them out online at g2gbar.com or just head to Costco, and they are in the refrigerated section. You'll see what I mean. Outstanding. All right, next up, the Cards. Biggest concerns, is it about finishing games? Is Kyler to Marvin Harrison Jr. the key to the offense? It's time for Fact or Fouhy with ABC 15's Craig Fouhy next. But here's Connor with another big ESPN 620 update.
It's now time for your ESPN 620 Bigs Update. I'm Connor Collins. The Cardinals stayed unbeaten with a 27-22 win over the Panthers as Kyler Murray threw for 220 yards in a score, while David Collins added a fumble return for a touchdown. Arizona State handled Texas State 34-15 behind Sam Levitt's 2 passing touchdowns and 59 rushing yards, along with Jordan Tyson's highlight play of 105 receiving yards and that 30-yard touchdown. Arizona is 3-0 thanks to their defense allowing just 26 points in the last 3 games, and Northern Arizona edged out Southern Utah 52-49. Tonight, the Diamondbacks host the Giants with Zach Gallen facing K1 Fang as a key wild card matchup at Chase Field. It's a double shot Bigs at American Bar Grill Monday. 2 games tonight, Tampa and Houston at 4, followed by the Chargers and Raiders at 7. We're live tonight from Biggs in Peoria, right at P83 across from the Peoria Sports Complex. Join us for a chance to roll the dice and $10,000.
Life's a sprint, and you need a quick pick-me-up. Meet G2G Protein Bars, the ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether you're hustling in the office, enjoying a day on the links, or conquering the daily grind, G2G is your perfect fuel. Score an 8-pack at your local Costco's refrigerated section, or explore amazing flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, and power-packed. G2G Protein Bars, setting the pace for your energetic lifestyle.
Summer is just around the corner. Is your roof ready for the monsoon season? Well, now's the perfect time to call State 48 Roofing for a free roof inspection. Don't wait until you're dealing with a leaky roof in the scorching heat. Protect your home today. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509. Keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing, the #1 referred roofer in Arizona, proudly serving the Arizona residential and commercial markets for over a decade.
Mondays belong to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Live from Biggs America Bar and Grill in Peoria. The guys broadcast every Monday from 1 till 4, right in P83, across from the Peoria Sports Complex at 83rd Avenue in Bell. Then stick around as they host that night's football game. Food, drinks, prizes, and a shot at cash. That's right. Each week, 20 fans get a chance to roll the dough for $10,000. $10,000 Mondays. Biggs Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Be there.
Hey, Manuch here. As a former NFL quarterback, I've taken a few hits, but nothing worse than bad underwear. Sweaty, itchy, riding up. Now that's a daily sack nobody needs. The crew at Cho Boys sent me their boxers and boxer briefs, and I'm telling you, these are the real MVP. The bamboo pairs, game changers. Cool, soft, breathable, like calling the perfect audible for your lower half. Even out in this Arizona heat, Cho Boys keeps me comfortable and focused. I've swapped out the old gear. Now I'm Team Cho Boys, and the whole squad at ESPN 620 is too. Try one pair, you'll feel the difference. Hit up chillboys.com, use code ESPN, and get 20% off your first order. That's chillboys.com for underwear that protects the pocket and keeps you cool in crunch time.
Kids across America are going to school hungry. Millions of kids every day. But one simple thing can help change all of this for a hungry child in America. Good, healthy food and the energy it brings. With help from caring people across America, No Kid Hungry is providing healthy meals and hope to hungry kids so they can build better futures. To learn more about ending child hunger in America, go to helpnokidhungry.org today.
It's time for Fact or Fouhy with ABC 15 Sports Director Craig Fouhy. Fouhy joins the guys each Monday to break down the top stories of the weekend. And as a reminder, Manuch writes the questions. Now here's ABC 15's Craig Fouhy.
Young in trouble, and he's sacked. The ball comes out at the 10-yard line. It's loose at the 5 and recovered at the 2 by Collins, and he rolls into the end zone for a touchdown. It was Josh Sweat, the newcomer, who knocked it out. And Zaven Collins recovers it and scores, and the Cardinals lead 6-0.
All right, Arizona Sports, good way to start yesterday's game. Joining us now, ABC 15's Sports Director Craig Fouhy. We get him for a quick 10 minutes before the Gannon press conference, which is coming up here in about 15 minutes. So let's dive right to it, Craig. At 2-0, the Cards' biggest issue isn't Kyler or this defense. It's learning to finish games. Factor Fouhy.
Fact. I mean, it's the offense. They can't close out a game, right? I mean, last week in New Orleans against the Saints, they could not get any first downs on the last 4 drives. They missed a field goal on one of them, but it was punt, punt, punt. Yesterday, same thing. They scored 1 touchdown in the second half, and their last possessions were punt, punt, kill the clock. I mean, they can't get a first down to save their life on offense. And Kyler throws up that awful interception. I mean, 1 minute he looks like a superhero scrambling for 30 yards, and the next minute he's throwing up a ball like a rookie. And he's not a rookie. And so, yeah, and then the defense obviously needs some, you can't cough up the ball. And you, first of all, can I go to the onside kick? Come on. That was awful execution. That was awful execution. I mean, Jiminy Christmas. Mac Wilson runs by a guy as the ball hits him trying to block a opposing player, and the ball hits him, and then Mike Wilson just kind of stands there and watches guys dive after it. He's waiting, hesitating to see what the ball's doing. I mean, it was just awful execution on onside. But then the defense, you can't give up that many points late in the game and get them back into it. This is two weeks in a row.
All right, Coach. Factor Fouhy, the Kyler to Marvin Harrison Jr. connection will define whether this offense is playoff caliber. Factor Fouhy.
Nah, Fouhy on that. I don't think that's going to define playoffs. I think you've got to get better on both sides of the ball, and special teams now included. And then you've lost some key guys yesterday. Obviously, Max Melton with a knee. We don't know the extent of that. We'll hear from Gannon here in a few minutes. Garrett Williams out with a knee. LJ Collier left with a knee. Will Johnson left with a groin. I mean, so this team's banged up now, and now you've got to figure out what you're going to do moving forward at San Francisco. So yeah, I don't think that's the issue. I think it's more about you've got to get more guys involved offensively.
All right. I just always remind you that Manuch has written these questions. Fact or Fouhy? Yep. Relique Brown is already the Sun Devils' most important offensive weapon after back-to-back 100-yard games. Fact or Fouhy?
The most important offensive weapon?
The most important offensive weapon.
So did Jordan Tyson transfer? Did Sam Levitt transfer? Did those guys leave the program?
I didn't write it.
So far, back to
back. So Fouhy on that, no. Am I impressed with him? Yes. He had a great 75-yard run Saturday night. He looked really good. So does Kanye Udo, too. So he looks good. He's not getting as many reps, but he looks good as well. The run game seems like it's in good shape. Sam Levitt had a better game than he did the first week 2 at Mississippi State. And Jordan Tyson looks every bit the preseason All-American he was named. So I think having a run game is going to be critical going down to Baylor. You've got to keep the ball away from Baylor because they'll score a ton of points.
All right, 2 more with ABC 15's Craig Fouhy. All right, stay with ASU. Sam Levitt's performance of 188 yards passing, a couple touchdowns, along with just under 60 yards rushing and 1 yard. I should say 1 TD.
Yeah, he got TD.
He's back in the 2024 form, right? Fact or Fouhy?
Not quite yet.
Okay.
Let's see how he does. I like that. I liked his performance Saturday night because he bounced back from a miserable performance at Mississippi State. So I liked what he did Saturday night against Texas State. And keep in mind, it's Texas State. Now, they were an 8-win team a year ago, but it is Texas State. And but it was much better. And I really am curious to see what he looks like at Baylor this week. It'll be their first time there as a Big 12 opponent, to Waco. I'm curious to see what he looks like if he settles in. But, yes, they made a point, too, and I asked Sam last week, how do you slow things down? How do you just get focused, and how do you just take what they give you and get into a rhythm early? And he's like, I just got to concentrate on just getting some easy throws early on, something I can connect with, maybe taking a hit, but I've got to get into rhythm early in the game. And it looked like he did that Saturday night.
When's the last time you've seen 2 athletic feats in one play with the jump pass to Tyson, and then he jumps over and stays in bounds? It was amazing. I'm like, okay, I got to watch this again.
Yeah, that was incredible. Did you see Coach Kenny from Texas State said, I've never seen a quarterback do that stuff. I've never seen anybody do that. He's like unbelievably athletic. That was a crazy play. The spin move, the falling backwards, the jump up, falling on his rear foot, throwing the ball to Jordan Tyson, who Sam said after the game he was right where he was supposed to be, and then Tyson hurdling a player to get in the end zone. It's just incredible. And we've seen Jordan Tyson now with some just amazing catches. So it's been fun to watch. I mean, if anything else, it's entertaining, right? Nothing else.
All right, Coach, the last factor for you. Don't look now, but the Diamondbacks are 2 games back at the 3rd wild card spot. So the D-back season lives or dies with their bullpen, not their bats. Fact or Fouhy?
Yeah, fact. Listen, it's what you have to have, right? You got to be able to close out games. And again, yesterday was a little scary against the Twins, but they got it done. And now who would have thought we're in a pennant race again for the 3rd year in a row, right? D-backs reaching out to Colin and I last night going, hey, can you get a camera to the airport? The team's landing. Can we get in there? They need fans in the stadium tomorrow. So they've got a big series with the Giants. Then the Phillies come into town. Then the Dodgers are in town, and then they go to wrap up this regular season at the Padres. So they got a tough road ahead, but listen, who would have thought, right? Who would have thought at the trade deadline when they're selling people and all the injuries they've had? I mentioned it last night on the newscast. How many injuries they've had this year? 8 pitchers. And here they are in a pennant race. It's awesome.
All right, Phil, we're giving you the mic, and you get the first question with Jonathan Gannon. You're up.
All right, brother. Thank you. Coach Gannon, talk about the injuries, man. How do you recover from all that stuff? And how do you close out a game?
There you go. That's why you're the best, buddy. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you. See ya.
That's Craig Fouhy, ABC 15, Fouhy on Sports. So the Jonathan Gannon presser will be getting on their way here in about 6-7 minutes.
They've got 5 starting cornerbacks out. Murphy Bunning's been out. Starling Thomas. Now Melton, Williams, and Johnson out. So you had Denzel Burke, the rookie, the young man out of Swarr High School in Ohio State. He, I believe, wasn't even going to be active. And then Kendra Clark, he's in there. So you've got. I wonder if they're out on the waiver wire looking for experienced cornerbacks that are somewhat, or if there's anybody on any practice squads out there they may want to look at, because You look at those top 5. You're all 3 of your starters this year.
Yeah.
Plus the other 2 are out before the season started.
Wouldn't you shop other teams' practice squads?
So I just said.
No. I'm saying, my question is, wouldn't you shop other teams' practice squads instead of looking for somebody who's on the beach?
That's what I said.
You did not say that.
No, you didn't say
why
that.
do you always down? Why do you hit him?
You didn't
He's
say
trying to
that.
ask you a question.
Well, yeah,
you did not say that.
Oh,
Manuch.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Okay. Damn right you did.
Yeah, okay, now hold on.
Damn right.
That's the last you get from me.
Jimmy actually asked a decent question, so I got to answer
No,
that.
you didn't, because you're blasting him. You didn't let him finish it.
The reason why they look on other practice squad teams is because they've been practicing, they've been dialed in, versus those on the waiver wire. Depends on how long they've been off the waiver. Okay, I apologize. I misunderstood the question.
Good.
Because
you didn't let him finish it.
Well, a lot of times that's a good thing, too.
No. You need to respect your elders.
I do once a month. It's about all
and I need to step in once in a while, be the umpire, be the referee,
arbitrator.
Make sure you guys, the arbitrator.
Now, the only problem is when you look at the other teams, practice squads, is a lot of those guys are inexperienced.
Right.
So there might be more experienced guys that have been waived recently that can handle. It might have been 4, 5, 6 years. Here's the other problem to that, to go to your question, Jimmy. If I see a guy that's a 6, 7 year vet that I like, he's got a minimum salary that they have to sign him for. Say 6-year cornerback, let's say his minimum salary is $1.2 million. They may not want to pay $1.2 million and go find somebody else on a practice squad for less. But problem is, then you're watering down the experience of that cornerback.
Right.
Now, and they go, well, his minimum value is $2.5 million. He's a 7-year vet. We can sign him, but that whole business thing gets in the way. Early in the season, I pay him. Bring him in, pay him, sign him to a 1-year deal, and you get that experience in there, get him up to speed, and work it from there. So there's a lot of minutia involved in that question you asked, Jimmy. So I hope that I clarified it.
All right, Fouhy's brought to you by Dos Equis and our Sun Devil Watch Party. Our next road watch party will be backyard at Desert Ridge. We do it at Gilbert, too. We'll be doing one later next month. But this is our second watch party. It's this Saturday at Backyard at Desert Ridge. Sun Devils head to Baylor. Game time 4:30 on Fox. We have incredible Dos Equis drink specials. Plus halftime, 25 people will roll the jumbo dice for their chance to win $10,000. Dos Equis, they stepped up last time. I mean, everybody that was wearing Sun Devil swag got a Dos Equis beer. It was pretty cool.
And I mean, everybody.
There are buckets of bottled Dos Equis going everywhere, not to mention all the swag he had and the stuff that we gave away. It was one of our best promotions I think we've ever had with a Saturday watch party, and I'm expecting the game against Baylor to be the same. So it's the Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B official home for all Sun Devil road games. What a Saturday. Speaking of college football, it was. Georgia survives an overtime classic at Tennessee. Georgia Tech shocks Clemson, with a walk-off kick. Texas A&M takes down Notre Dame. Alabama looks like at Alabama again. And we'll give you the latest in the top 25 major shakeups, the big movers, and a few surprises as we got some college football to get into next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from Biggs in Peoria.
When it comes to sushi, reputation matters, and Sushi Brokers Arcadia has built theirs on being the best sushi in Arizona. From traditional rolls to bold fusion creations, like our crowd favorite, Seafood Dynamite, and the must-try sushi pizza. We've got something for everyone. Our famous happy hour is every day from 3 to 6:30 with fresh favorites like the California roll, spicy tuna roll, and the surf and turf roll, topped with seared steak. Sushi Brokers Arcadia, 44th Street in Indian School.
There's never been a better time to experience Sun Devil football.
Pressure coming. Levitt throwing for the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown by Jordan Tyson. The Levitt to Tyson connection clicks again.
Don't miss your chance to be a part of the action, tradition, and unmatched atmosphere at Mountain America Stadium this season. Get your Sun Devil football tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks. the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Roach is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Roach is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Roach is the way to go.
I'm Attorney Kevin Rowe. Getting rear-ended once is bad enough. Don't let the insurance company hit you again with a lowball offer. Call an experienced attorney who knows how to fight and win. Call Lerner and Rowe today. 977-1900.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Now open in North Scottsdale, it's the Orangedale Lounge. OD's, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
Statistics show that roughly 20 veterans die by suicide every day in the United States. Canines for Warriors is the leading nonprofit organization providing highly trained service dogs to veterans with PTSD and other invisible wounds of war. Backed by scientific research, Canines for Warriors has transformed the lives of more than 1,000 veterans, helping them reclaim their independence. To find out more, please visit caninesforwarriors.org.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B live from Biggs at P83. Football on every TV, food and drink specials, and your shot at $10K in our Dice Roll Challenge.
4th in the game. Reed, rush comes. Reed pumps, fires. It is caught. Nate Borkacher brings it in.
Wow. Some major upsets, some instant classics, some overtime drama. We'll start with those. Number 6, Georgia, 44-41 over number 15, Tennessee. An instant classic in Knoxville as Tennessee led 21-7 early. But Georgia quarterback Gunnar Stockton answered with 3 touchdowns. The Vols missed a game-winning field goal at the end of regulation, but Nate Frazier's short TD in overtime sealed it. That's the 9th straight win for Georgia over Tennessee. How about the backyard brawl? You'll hear from Rich Rod a little bit later, but it lived up to the hype. Pitt led by 10 late, but West Virginia stormed back with 11 seconds left. And then they went in overtime. And then how about Delaware upsetting UConn 44-41 in overtime? Delaware now in FBS picked up their first win over an FBS team. And that was a big game for them as they had the game winner in overtime. Now, when we look at major upsets and shakeups, Texas A&M over Notre Dame. The Aggies took down the Irish in College Station, late rally. And Notre Dame
in South Bend.
In South Bend, South Bend, sorry. And Notre Dame is shocked at 0-2.
Wow. And they're still ranked the top 25. They're in at number 24 right now. And they're 0-2.
They're still in.
24.
Yep. Well, I guess who they lost to is Miami and A&M. That's what they're looking at. Versus an ASU who lost to Mississippi State to drop out completely. I was, you look at that Tennessee Georgia game. That kid misses that field goal, and it was interesting because they froze him, number one. It seemed like he waited forever to get that, kick that, and he pushes that thing right. You're going, you got to be kidding me. But at that point in time, you could just, through the TV, you could feel the total air out of the balloon for Tennessee to drive down the field to have a chance to get that game-winning field goal in regulation. And then a couple of passes in overtime dropped. They hold them to a field goal. By the way, it's about the same distance in overtime. And then you saw, I think I counted, they must have had 10 players to the left of the center. And for Georgia to run those 4 plays in a row, score, game, set, match.
How about Vanderbilt winning another big one? They do it like once every other year, but they took care of South Carolina, which was ranked 11th. They beat them 31-7.
Well, they knocked the South Carolina QB out of the game early in the first half. And also, is it Diego Pavea? Pavea. Okay.
Kid from
New Mexico.
Yeah, New Mexico Military Institute.
Yeah. That kid can flat out play.
He got the extra year from the JUCO.
He did.
Yeah, he's a hell of a player.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he's a hell of a player.
And then when you look at some of the top 25 heavyweights, they took care of business. Ohio State over Ohio. They won big. It was close early on, but then Ohio State ran away. Penn State won big. LSU took care of business. Alabama over Wisconsin. That was a big win for them. And Michigan just absolutely rolled over Central.
Were you guys surprised that Deshaun Foster UCLA got fired after losing to New Mexico in Pasadena? Where'd you count? Like 10 people in the stands?
It had to be.
That
might be too many.
That's embarrassing.
Well, they've been outscored 108 to 43 in 3 games. They're 0-3. So Tim Skipper is the interim right now. Virginia Tech, they also parted ways with their coach, Brett Pry, who was 0-3 as they lost to Old Dominion at home. That had to be the tipping point.
I wonder why UCLA is just having a hard time to get athletes.
They don't have any money.
Well, yeah, they do.
No, they don't. No, they're claiming poverty.
They're claiming
they have no NIL to speak of. They can't get guys.
It is one of the largest medical alumni colleges in the world.
Yes.
You can't go to your doctors and physicians and therapists and what have you and all the other alumni that have come out of UCLA. It is truly embarrassing that they've gone to the Big Ten. They are, I would say that, you put them in Northwestern as one of the, even though Northwestern had a little bit of competition against Oregon. It's a shame. And then to see that crowd Saturday night, you're like, wait a second, isn't this a home game?
And they play at the Rose Bowl.
Amazing to see hardly anybody there.
All right, here's your AP top 25. Ohio State holds at number 1 for the third straight week. Penn State and LSU stay steady at 2 and 3. Miami jumps to number 4 after their rout over South Florida. Georgia moves back into the top 5 with that win in overtime at Tennessee. Now the movers and shakers, the Texas A&M, they rocket up 6 spots to number 10 for their win over Notre Dame. Alabama climbed 5 to 15 with their win over Wisconsin. Notre Dame, they plummet from number 8 to 24th with their second straight loss. South Carolina, Clemson, South Florida, all out of the top 25. Georgia Tech re-enters at number 18. It's their highest ranking since 2015 by upsetting Clemson on the walk-off 55-yard field goal. Vanderbilt makes the top 20 as they beat South Carolina, and USC sneaks in to number 25 with their win over Purdue. You got like all that overtime. Games to watch this week. Number 9, Illinois at number 19, Indiana. Number 17, Texas Tech at number 16, Utah. What a game that could be.
That'll be good.
And then at number 22, Auburn at number 11, Oklahoma. So there you have it when you look at the AP poll.
Notre Dame, you just said dropped to 24.
Right.
So they lost to Miami and you lost to A&M. Okay, top 10 teams per se. If they run the game, let's say they run and then win it all, they'll still be up for a playoff contention. They'd have to. My question would be: would they have to lose one more game to somebody else to drop them off, even if they win through, because of the competition they lost to? Remember we talked about that early on.
Schedule.
Yeah, strength of schedule could trump a team that goes. Let's say a team goes 11-1, but you look at their strength of schedule, who they beat and who they lost to on that one loss. So they're still viable for the playoffs if they can run the gambit, go through it.
All right, there's my Football 50, college football talk there, and it's brought to you by Twin Peaks and the Gridiron Getaway. You can win 2 tickets to the Cards-Rams at SoFi Stadium on January 4th, plus hotel and a Visa card for travel. Runner-up gets a $500 Twin Peaks tab and a big game table for 10 at any of the 5 locations. There's 2 ways to sign up. One, at any of the 5 locations, there's QR codes on the TV screens there at Twin Peaks, or you can just text PEAKS to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply.
Now we'll know if USC is a contender when they come up.
They're flying under the radar, which is good for them, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And with what's going on at UCLA, that puts them on the back page of the Daily News there in LA.
Well, here comes the litmus test. Okay, Michigan State, Illinois, Michigan, Notre Dame, Nebraska. Are you pretender, contender?
Big Ten, man. in the SEC.
It is, but
Big Ten seems to play better schedules than the SEC. They don't have as many.
You look at the rankings, but the SEC had what 11
teams in the top
25 last year. So they, the committee looks at all that. But I mean, USC, they're blowing the doors off of everybody, saying Purdue was good competition, but now
no, they weren't.
Who, Purdue?
Purdue doesn't have a football team, do they?
Yeah, but they only beat them 33-17. They didn't have to control the game till second half.
You had a 2-hour delay.
Okay.
Yeah. You're stuck in some track and field building with the band playing. I mean, what do you do? And then you got the Purdue team got to go off site to their place, so they were at home. Yeah, comfortable.
I can't get too enamored with USC like after watching last year, how they faded big time. Their big fade last year was that home game when they were up on Penn State by 14 points. Penn State came out, laid the wood to them in the Coliseum, and beat them. But I think the next 4 weeks for all you USC alumni are going to be are these guys the real deal, because from here on out, really the only team besides Northwestern is UCLA. Those are the last two teams that they've got on their schedule that I think would be for sure wins. All the others are going to be great competition moving forward.
Before we get into the 3 o'clock hour, we're going to get into some NFL. Frank Sanders is going to join us too. Just want to get this out. Our love for the Diamondbacks. They're selling $15 tickets right now for the San Francisco series. That's today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. As this NL wildcard race is pretty hot right now. The only team ahead of them is the Giants, who are a game and a half back. When you look at the wild card, they're
that's
2
who they
games
play.
out. So they've decided, all right, let's get some people in the stands to kind of root these guys on, because we know the San Francisco Giant fans travel well.
Yes,
and a lot of people don't realize that this was a Giants town before the Diamondbacks moved here, because the AAA Phoenix Giants, Phoenix Firebirds that played at Scottsdale Stadium for 30-plus years, that was their affiliate. So a lot of people grew up Giant fans here. I know I was one of them when I moved here and worked for them. So, all right, hour number 3 is coming up as the Lions hang 52 on the Bears. An update on Joe Burrow's injury. And did the Eagles make a statement in Kansas City? And how ugly are the Jets and Bears? Having two better fan bases. We will get into the good, the bad, and the downright ugly from week 2 in the NFL. Next, it's our Gridiron Report, the highs and lows. Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B out here at Biggs in Peoria for our Monday night game. We got 2. First game at 4, second game at 7. We'll be doing our promo for the first game, so make sure you come out for the first game and get signed up for our halftime show to roll the dice for $10,000 and a big screen TV. That's all coming up in just an hour or so, right here on ESPN Radio Phoenix.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Sanderson Ford is Arizona's largest Ford dealership. They're also #1 in both sales and complete customer satisfaction. This is truly Sanderson Ford country, and people are singing their praises.
Across the green desert,
Arizona Diamondbacks legend Luis Gonzalez.
to where the mountains touch the sky.
Owner Sanderson Ford David Kimmerly.
This is Sanderson Ford country.
Owner of Rosie on the House, Rosie Romero.
Where Arizona's pride.
92.3 KTAR News Talk host Mike Broomhead.
Sanderson Ford country.
98.7 Arizona sports host John Gambadoro.
Built on serving you.
102.5 KNIX country host Tim Hattrick, a.k.a. Johnny Maverick.
Sanderson Ford.
Mix 96.9 host Priscilla Ornelas. Sanderson Ford General Manager Mark Whittower.
Where Arizona's pride. Sanderson Ford.
This is Sanderson Ford country.
When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers bring more air for less money. Rust-free, USA built, backed by over 40 years of cooling expertise. Available now at Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, Tractor Supply, and Northern Tool. For more information, go to staycool-products.com. Stay Cool Products. Form, function, value. Get yours today and beat the heat.
It's back. Sign up now for the Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B annual Pro Football Pick'em contest, powered by all 5 Twin Peaks locations. Pick the winners each week, score great prizes all season long, and earn bragging rights until next year. And don't forget, the guys are live every Thursday from 1 to 4 to kick off your football weekend at one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks lodges. It's free to play and easy to join. Just head to fanpick'em.com. That's fanpick'em.com, powered by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views, and your home for pro football.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports. Is ESPN 620. Back with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B at Big's American Bar and Grill. Football, big screens, big flavors, and prizes all night.
4th and goal, fake to Montgomery.
Too easy.
To St. Brown, into the end zone. His 3rd touchdown today, and there he goes.
Right into the leap zone.
Pass rush, and that is not a good sign if you're a Bengals fan.
Oh, no. Yeah, Joe Burrow still down. Looking at his ankle. For a guy who's battled injuries heading into seasons, which is why he was confident this year at the camp, was able to get some experience in the preseason. Hope he's
Let's
okay.
see Joe here. His pocket collapsing on him. He's trying to escape. Nowhere to go. And Armstead kind of just jumps on that ankle there by Joe. And you see it kind of rolls over there. Everyone's hoping Joe Burrow can return to this game.
All right, from Josh Allen, toughing it out with a bloody nose in the Bills blowout to the Lions. They hung 52 on the Bears, an Eagles statement win in a Super Bowl rematch. There was plenty of good in week 2, but there was also some bad. You just heard Joe Burrow. He will be out probably close to 3 months. All these quarterbacks are out. J.J. McCarthy's going to miss 2 to 4 weeks. We also heard from Jalen Daniels, who could be out for a couple weeks. So we have a bunch of quarterbacks that are banged up. And the Browns offense, they collapsed. The Cardinals, they nearly coughed up a 24-point lead. So we had some highs and lows, some good and bad from week 2 as we are live from Biggs in Peoria. It's our home on Monday night. You got 2 games tonight, Tampa and Houston at 4, followed by the Chargers and Rams at 7. We are live every Monday from 1 to 4. If you have not been to Biggs and you live out here in the West Valley, you got to come by and check it out across from Peoria Sports Complex, 83rd Avenue in Bell. We do our roll for dough dice game at halftime. 20 people here will get a chance to roll the dice. We did it last week. We were packed and gave away a bunch of prizes, a bunch of gift cards. So we'll be doing it again tonight here at Biggs in Peoria. If you want to find out exactly where it is, you can go to BiggsPeoria.com. But if you look at tonight, these 2 games are going to be big, but let's recap the good and the bad for the first week. I mean, we could go back Thursday. We've already talked about it on Friday with Jordan Love and how he outshined the Commanders, 3 touchdowns, and Green Bay's 2-0. That defense looks great. Okay, but let's talk about Josh Allen and the Bills' D. 30-10 over the Jets. Allen dealing with a bloody nose majority of the game, and he got through it. He toughed it out, but it was that defense. That Bills defense just looked great, Manuch.
They really do, and that's what they built. They spent a lot of money on that defense, and it looked like Joey Bosa's back to form.
He's the real deal, Manuch. And look, he was the real deal when he came out of Ohio State. He just got caught with the injury bug over and over again when he was playing for the Chargers. Right now, 2 games into his brand new Buffalo Bills career, he looks like Joey Bosa that everybody expected him to be.
And McDermott in the offseason, he was focused on to improve that defense. He knew he had a good offense from Josh Allen. And again, if you're a Bills fan, you just hope that he lasts the season, as aggressive as he runs. And I think the one thing that Joe Brady has talked to him about being the offensive coordinator for the Bills is, hey, live for another down, Josh. Really, We know you're aggressive. We know you like to leap and hurdle and all that stuff. Hey, let's salvage you. Let's slide. Let's get out of bounds because they definitely going to need him. And I know Trubisky's the backup quarterback, but he's not Josh Allen.
No.
So I think they're really focused on him to say, look, get your eyes up, live for another down, salvage yourself so we have you the entire season. Because I got to tell you what, guys, Rock, you talk about this defense and this offense. This is their time. If they're going to win a Super Bowl and beat the Kansas City Chiefs and all the other teams that are out there, and then if they go and take on Philadelphia, another opponent, this is that year. I mean, the Bills, this is their year because that window is starting to close. But now they got this kind of defense and offense. This is their time to shine.
We're doing some goods from week 2. Lions offense, 52 points on the Bears. Williams looked rattled. You know, a lot of fans, at least in that conference, were like, all right, Lions are going to be bad this year after that first game. And look what they do in game 2.
Yeah, a little bit of a statement with their former offensive coordinator coming back into Detroit as well, too. I think they wanted to show the world that they could put points on the board without Ben Johnson, the fair-haired child offensive coordinator, now the head coach of the Bears. And I think there's some motivation there just to show them that we're back. Because I think a lot of guys are downplaying the Lions after the last 2 years, falling short of the Super Bowl. They got a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, which is probably good. And I'm sure Dan Campbell's instilling that in them.
It's amazing to me about the Bears that before the season began, they're a playoff team. They're going to be a playoff team. They're going to be right there with Green Bay, and Detroit is going to fall off. That has not been the case. It's painfully obvious they are not a playoff team.
We got to keep going here. Seattle, road win, big win for them in Pittsburgh, 31-17. Kenneth Walker III. That's all you need to say there. Eagles make a statement with their win over Kansas City. But how about the Rams? They rally. Stafford's looking sharp. Defense clamped down in that second half as they took care of the Titans 33-19. 2 more goods. The Colts saved by a Bronco penalty, but what's that? Spencer Schrader, he nails a 45-yarder to beat the Denver Broncos. And then Drake May delivers his best professional game in the NFL as they beat Miami 33-27. That was Mike Vrabel's first win in his Patriot era.
Yeah, very good. I think that those are, some of the things the teams, it's going to be hard to win no matter what. But getting back to that Bears game, just I looked at that team and I went, I haven't seen much change. A lot of dink and dunk. Talk about Caleb Williams.
Yep.
Where are you throwing the ball down the field? It's a lot of underneath stuff. So I think those are very prolific goods.
All right, the bad. It's got to be the Cards to start it off. Of course, you're up 27-3 to the Panthers. Thank goodness for Calais Campbell. He saved it at the buzzer. Joe Burrow being out with the turf toe. He could be out for a long time. 4 months. I mean, you're hearing, and that's just crazy for a toe injury that would be that bad.
Surgery for that toe injury.
Yeah. Yep. And then for the Cleveland Browns, embarrassed again. Flacco's return to Baltimore did not go well. 41-17. Giants, heartbreak there. Dak and Russ combined for 800-plus yards.
Amazing.
That's the best I've seen Dak Prescott look in a couple of years. That was effective. He was clutch and putting some of those keys into that. But about the bad, Russ Wilson on that overtime throwing that deep route inside. Yep. You always got to miss him outside. I believe he got hit. And Rock, if I could add one more, this is a bad / bonehead play of the game. How about Caleb Johnson, Pittsburgh Steelers kickoff returner?
Yep.
To have that ball go through his hands and him think this is college. Okay, it goes in the end zone. It's not. You touch the ball. It goes in the end zone. It's a live ball, knucklehead.
Yep.
They recover it for a touchdown. That was really the game changer.
Yeah, it was.
Right there. I mean, what's he thinking?
Yeah.
I mean, if you let it go through your hand, you don't touch it. All right, it's a touchback. And the other thing is, he touched it. He looked back. Everybody on the sidelines going, point him, go get the ball, go get the ball. So that's a bad / bonehead play of the weekend.
All right, there it is. That is your Gridiron Report for Week 2 of the National Football League. Frank Sanders will join us coming up at the bottom of the hour, but we are out here at Biggs. It's a double shot Biggs American Bar and Grill Monday night. As I mentioned, Tampa and Houston, that'll get kicked off here at 4 o'clock, followed by the Chargers and Raiders at 7.
If I could explain just one more, that extra field goal, the leverage penalty on the Broncos.
In Indianapolis, yeah.
Yeah, what it is that it's a 60-yard attempt.
Mm-hmm.
So Sean Payton said they had the block on. He goes double, thinking about I should have never did that. What happens is that you cannot push off a guard and push and then jump. You can come through the gap. You can't come over the center. You come between the A and the B gap. But what he did is he pushed and jumped up. You got to know better as a player. First and foremost, you can never do that. So it's a correct call. We all saw, okay, that's a penalty.
Yeah.
It's a 15-yard penalty. It's a personal foul. They gave him a closer shot, 60-yarder now to a 45-yard field goal. And
drills it.
Yep.
Drills it. I mean, it was game, set, match at that point. So that was the correct call, and Sean Payton even admitted, hey, my bad. Fortunately, you learned early in the season that you just can't do that. That was when I saw that, I went, they're going to call that. They have to call that. That and leaping over the and then jumping on a center and then leaping. Remember that a few years ago?
I remember that.
Those are some of the things that cost you early.
All right, we need 3 more contestants to just call in and give their score for tonight's Bucks-Texans game. It's our Biggs Monday Night Tailgate Lock of the Night. Whoever's closest each week will get a $50 gift card from Biggs. We'll take 3 callers. The phone number is 602-230-0620. That's 602-230-0620. All you're doing is telling Connor, I'll take Texans or Bucks and the score, and whoever's closest will get that gift card. So we do 3 an hour. So your odds are pretty good. You have 9 contestants each week to win the $50 gift card from our friends here at Biggs. All right, we had some walk-off winners. We had some coaches losing their you-know-what, and even a Batman reference. Week 3 in college football had it all. Ratings are up 21%. We have got the sounds off the field from Saturday next here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Roc is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Roc is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Roc is the way to go.
I'm Kevin Rowe from Lerner and Rowe, and we've been serving Arizonans for 20 years. Make the best choice after an accident. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Lerner and Roc is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
All right, folks, here we go. 3rd and long, and your old underwear just got blitzed again. Sweaty, bunched up, riding high. That's a wardrobe malfunction, and you cannot coach through that. But hold everything. Chill Boys enters the game. Cool, breathable bamboo boxers, smooth as a perfectly executed 2-minute drill. I slipped on a pair and bam, total comfort in the pocket, even in the Arizona heat. I've called a lot of clutch performances in my day, and I'm calling it right now. Chill Boys is the MVP of underwear. We've all made the switch here at ESPN 620, and trust me, you should too. Head to chillboys.com, use code ESPN, and get 20% off your first order. That's chillboys.com. Folks, this is a game changer you cannot afford to fumble.
Rock for WhiteToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on WhiteToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WrightToyota.com.
Mondays belong to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Live from Biggs America Bar and Grill in Peoria. The guys broadcast every Monday from 1 till 4, right in P83, across from the Peoria Sports Complex at 83rd Avenue in Bell. Then stick around as they host that night's football game. Food, drinks, prizes, and a shot at cash. That's right. Each week, 20 fans get a chance to roll the dough for $10,000. $10,000 Mondays. Biggs Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Be there.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B live from Biggs at P83. Football on every TV, food and drink specials, and your shot at $10K in our Dice Roll Challenge.
Fourth in the game. Reed, rush comes. Reed pumps, fires. It is caught. Nate Borkacher brings it in.
McCray driving, reaching for the end zone. Spotted short. Third down coming up.
If he's short, he's about on the 6-inch line. I don't know if they'll review this or not. I don't know if he was able to lean and push the ball across. Watch right there. That's a touchdown. Yeah, that's a win. That's
broke the play.
That's a ball game. That's a Georgia win. He got a.
The Aggies, they shocked the Irish 41-40. And then, meanwhile, in Atlanta, how about the Yellow Jackets pulled off an upset of the weekend with their walk-off field goal to stun Clemson. Clemson off to a horrible start. Yep. I mean, they almost lost to Troy a week ago.
Well,
they were getting beat.
I will say this. I think that the lack of chasing the portal guys and NIL deals at Clemson is going to catch up to them. Georgia Tech, they've had 15 transfers, and they enhance their NIL money. And that's why I think is really creating a lot of parity and seeing some of these, let's say, second-tier type teams either give some of the top-tier teams or top 15 teams a game or beat them in that point.
All right, some off the field sound as former Arizona coach Rich Rodriguez, the former Cat coach, making headlines this week with some classic Rich Rod energy.
What a scene, Coach. Congratulations. This is about as happy as I've ever seen you, Coach. How do you describe your emotions right now?
I'm so happy for our kids, for the state of West Virginia.
What does this mean, Coach?
State of West Virginia. We got a lot of grit. We got a lot of hard-working people. Don't ever quit. Don't ever quit. West Virginia Mountaineers, don't ever quit.
What do you think made the difference, Coach?
Just kept playing. The longer the game's going to go, the better for West Virginia. God bless the Mountaineers, and God bless West Virginia.
Rich Rod, of course, coming off the loss in Athens, Ohio to Mid-American Conference Ohio U team, and then you win at home against Pitt in the backyard brawl.
Should we send that?
All that counts.
Should we send it to Mark May? Because we'll
play that when he comes on.
Yeah, we'll play it when he comes. By the way, Nico Marchio, who led the charge in West Virginia, Hamilton High School grad, doing a very good job to the lefty to come back and beat Pitt, of all places.
And then down in Baton Rouge, Brian Kelly wasn't in the mood after the Tigers win over Florida. Listen to how he handled the very first post-game question.
Brian in the back, I know you love these immediate post-game sessions, but what are you seeing with your offense?
Stop. Really? Is that the first question? We won the game 20-10. Try another question. What do you want me to tell you? I just laid it out for you. We played the game to win the game. We played the game to win the game.
All right. How about third down then? What is going on with third down?
It's one game. Last game, we were great on third down. You're looking at this from the wrong perspective. LSU won the football game. Won the game. I don't know what you want from me. What do you want? You want us to win 70-0 against Florida to keep you happy?
No, I think people want to know why you can't run the ball, quite honestly.
We can run the ball. Did you see the last play of the game? That's all you need. You just need one. There's a ridiculous questions. And I'm getting tired of it. That football team just worked their tail off to get an SEC win, and you want to know what's wrong. You know what? You're spoiled. You're spoiled. This team is 17-1 at night. 17-1. Give them some respect. How about that? Give them some respect instead of micro-analyzing every little thing. This is ridiculous. for a group of seasoned reporters, that kind of question is so out of line.
Amen. I am so for that, Brian Kelly. I'm glad you snapped at him. I am upset with you today that you decided to text the reporter and apologize. If you have not heard or seen that yet, this is what he said. He said that he goes, I texted the reporter and offered my apology to him for the way I handled the questioning. He goes, I think it's important to understand that my standards relative to how we work with the media on a day-to-day basis needs to be higher, and I take responsibility for that, and I'll be better in the future. Screw that.
No,
you had no reason to do that. That reporter should not have asked that question first.
Disagree, Rob.
There's a time and place for that. I'm a former PR guy.
Okay.
That is the worst time to ask that question.
Okay.
Right after a big win like that, and you're going to ask about third down?
Well, okay, I guess maybe
first.
Maybe that's the one thing.
That's the whole point of this, Manuch. That's the whole point of this is the question he asked first.
Yeah, he came out. I could see that coming out negative after a victory against
a huge win.
Yeah, after a big win like that.
Top 5 team in the nation?
Or maybe the way you phrased, hey, coach, you got a great win. What were some of the issues that you had? I think the way that he phrased it.
Why would you ask that question like that? What issues would you have? You just won the game.
Because they really struggled on third down, and they were.
That's not the first thing.
But wait, time out. They struggled. That's a team that struggled against South Florida, and you're LSU, and they're coming in, and you're struggling against them too. Now, I guess it's the way he asked them, but those are fair questions. Let me say this.
It's not a fair question.
Okay.
It's not the first question.
I get it, but he should have handled it in a more mature way.
Oh, I thought he did.
No.
He said you guys are veteran reporters.
No.
He was soft. Anybody else, like a Belichick or somebody else, would have drilled that reporter. I thought he took the high road.
I think he needed to say, you know what? I can appreciate the question, but we won the game. Yes, we've got some issues. I think the way he could have phrased it, Brian Kelly was real sensitive because his offense did struggle. So I know what he's saying. Hey, look, we're 17-1. We just won. The timing wasn't good, but he could have diffused that or turned it the other way. So I think that the way he could have been more mature. He's Brian Kelly, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Take a higher standard than you have in that reference.
I thought it was magnificent.
I thought it was Bush.
Jimmy, your team.
I'm going to say right now, as you guys know, my background, I've been involved in a lot of post-game news conferences. A lot. And when you have an incredible victory that LSU came off of in that game, that was a bogus first question to ask. It should have been, how difficult was the game? You got the win. Later on, you could have referred to, you still have issues with your offense on third down. That could have been later on. It was a fair question, but not the first question after you found a way to win the game.
Yeah, but still, I think he could have handled a lot better. And he did apologize. I think that he apologized. I think it was right for him to apologize. And say,
I don't think so.
Yeah, I do.
I don't think he trashed. He didn't trash the reporter.
He didn't trash the reporter.
No.
He was basically trying to make a point that, hey, we know you. He basically, in so many words, said, we understand. I understand your job, reporter, but come on, this team is just won a big game at home. You don't ask about something negative first.
I get it. I understand.
And how great is it for these kids that they know their head coach stood up to him right away.
I think that Brian Kelly, I think that him being on there for so many years, could have handled it so much better.
How would you have handled it?
I would have said, look, I understand what you're saying. We just had a great victory. Yes, we've got some issues we have to work out. Yes, I know on third down, he could have deflected and said, yeah, we've got some things, because they did. I watched that game. First half, they really struggled.
Everybody else listening watched that game.
Okay, but I just think
it was a big game, 20-10. It was a close game. You won.
The only thing
could have went the other way. Then you asked that question.
Okay, I think the only thing, yes, he could have softened the blow.
You play the game to win the game, right?
Yeah. Matter of fact,
not third down conversion.
Did Herm Edwards? Did he go?
That was Herm.
Did he? What do you call that? Trademark that?
Play to win the game.
Yeah, I thought that he could have handled much better.
I disagree. I thought he handled it just fine.
I think both of them could handle. I think that the first question.
The question didn't need to be right from the
here's the thing. That guy always asks the first question. You say, all right, you got the first question, so-and-so. So he got real defensive.
You really think if Brian Kelly didn't give that apology, you really think that reporter would ask the same question again?
He might.
In that situation?
He might. He might.
Do you think he would have said, hey, good win, coach, then get to third down?
I think since that guy's like the beat reporter, that he might have had a side conversation with him to talk about that particularly. But I just think
it
just let me put it this way. It looked worse on Brian Kelly than it did the question.
I disagree. 110%. I mean, he was all right. They were 4 for 14 on third down. Okay, I get that. That's not good, but you won. And running the ball, and he made a case. Are you watching the same game? I mean, he could have turned that report around. Are you watching the same game? Were you in the stands? Did you see the last play of the game with the big run?
I think the tone could have been a lot better.
The tone was so soft.
Yeah. I think Brian.
Did you see it? Did you watch it?
Yes, I did watch it.
I thought the tone was professional.
I thought
he took such a high road there.
Yeah.
I don't know when you had
any other coach. You hear these coaches in the NFL, the Vrabels and the Campbells. They would have tore that guy to shreds.
Okay, but I think the way when you attack somebody personally for that,
I don't think he took it. How was that personal?
I thought the way
he said it in a general way. You guys are spoiled.
Yes,
I get it.
LSU.
I get it. I see. Well, I think that it didn't look good on the university. That's why he apologized the way he handled it. He knows he could have handled it a lot better. That's why he apologized. If he didn't, what was his reason to apologize if you felt he handled it so well?
Maybe he was told to do something like that from higher up.
I bet it had to be.
Yeah.
Well, if that was, and then the AD might have said, hey, look, okay, that's a press. I get it. You're a little sensitive about your offense not producing, and he didn't come out and give you the high five. We get that. But so as a head coach, you got to handle that better. I mean,
all right, one more, and this was the interim coach, Biff Bogey, who is at Michigan, and here he is. This is one. It's a little odd. He compared his quarterback, Bryce Underwood, to Batman.
Bryce Underwood, what did you learn about him today?
He might actually be Batman. We need to do a DNA test on him because he could be Batman.
Does he have a mask hidden somewhere?
Yes.
Thanks, Coach.
That's great.
I think so, too. And what's great about this guy, I mean, here he is, the interim coach at Michigan. He was a longtime high school coach in Baltimore. You can hear from his accent there. He won 13 state titles in 19 seasons at Gilman, which is in Baltimore. Then he goes to the academy there, and then he's got not a lot of history in after high school. He was a hedge fund guy. And somehow he gets on with at Charlotte. He's a head coach at Charlotte for a couple of years. And then he goes to Michigan, and here he is, works as an analyst under Jim Harbaugh, sticks around, and he's here and there. And then all of a sudden he gets back, and then he's the interim because Jerome Moore is out because of cheating.
Yeah.
I mean, what an interesting guy, man. What an interesting guy.
I just like his name.
The suspension.
Biff.
Yeah. Back to the
real
future,
name.
right?
Well, what would you rather have? They call him Biff, but his real name is Francis Xavier.
I'll go Biff.
Right? You go Biff on that, right? How awesome is that? All right. We tend to disagree on that one with Brian Kelly, but that's all right. We still love you, Manuch.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Cardinals 2-0. We all know that. It wasn't pretty against Carolina. Kyler made some plays. Defense was bent. They bent late, man. It was not good. Calais Campbell sealed it at the end. We're going to talk to Frank Sanders, get his thoughts on what he saw, what's real, and what has to get better. It's Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B. At Biggs, here's Connor with another ESPN 620 update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's Biggs ESPN 620 update. The Cardinals stayed unbeaten with a 27-22 win over the Panthers as Kyler Murray threw for 220 yards and a score while David Collins added a fumble return for a touchdown. Arizona State handled Texas State 34-15 behind Sam Levitt's 2 passing touchdowns and 59 rushing yards, with Jordan Tyson adding 105 receiving yards, including the 30-yard highlight touchdown where he jumped over a defender. Arizona is off to a 3-0 start thanks to their defense allowing just 26 points in the first 3 games, and Northern Arizona edged out Southern Utah 52-49. Tonight, the Diamondbacks host the Giants with Zach Gallen on the mound, and this is going to be a key wild card matchup as they're just 2 games out. It's a double shot Biggs American Bar and Grill Monday. 2 games tonight going on with Tampa at Houston, followed by the Chargers at Raiders. Make sure you come by and have a chance to roll the dice to win $10,000.
Looking for a place where everyone is welcome? Come to Azul Bar and Grill in Phoenix. Not your typical sports bar, Azul is the ultimate hangout spot for friends and families alike. Enjoy live music, catch your favorite games, play some fun games, and savor delicious food in a vibrant atmosphere. Visit us at 3134 West Carefree Highway in the Tremonto Plaza. Don't miss out on our daily events and specials at azulgrill.com. Azul Bar and Grill, a great time, but a better time with you.
When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers bring more air for less money. Rust-free, USA built, backed by over 40 years of cooling expertise. Available now at Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, Tractor Supply, and Northern Tool. For more information, go to staycool-products.com. Stay Cool Products. Form, function, value. Get yours today and beat the heat.
There's never been a better time to experience Sun Devil football. Pressure coming, Levitt throwing for the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown by Jordan Tyson. The Levitt to Tyson connection clicks again. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the action, tradition, and unmatched atmosphere at Mountain America Stadium this season. Get your Sun Devil football tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
Leaders don't wait, they innovate. The next big leap is here. Real Time's Real Intelligence, RI. It's smarter, faster, and cleaner than any AI on the planet. It makes jaw-dropping images, 4K videos, Grammy-eligible music, research, code, everything in one place. Don't get left behind. The future is already here. Try RI now for free at tryrinow.com. That's tryrinow.com from publicly traded real-time media. RLTR. Try RI now.
Can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Now open in North Scottsdale, it's the Orangedale Lounge. OD's, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge, dive in and drink up.
He played 8 seasons with the Arizona Cardinals. The Sandman.
It is caught! Touchdown Auburn! Sanders caught it! Touchdown Auburn! Frank Sanders from Nix! Auburn's ahead!
Frank Sanders joins Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. right here on ESPN 620.
In an empty backfield, Panthers showing blitz. They rush 4, back to pass. Murray fires end zone, middle of the field, and Michael Wilson goes up high to make the catch, and it's a touchdown with 4 seconds left in the half. What a dart on target, Murray to Wilson.
All right, so we see Kyler Murray make some big throws. The touchdown there, you just heard to Michael Wilson off his back foot, if you remember, and then he scrambles. So Frank Sanders now on the right to the guest line here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. So I got to ask you, Frank, do you feel Kyler's playing with more command of this offense through the first 2 games of the season?
Hey, Roc, how you guys doing, man? When you look at his stats, you got to say yes, because he's, last week he was 21 for 29. This week he's 17 for 25. So, it's not an erratic number between 17 completions for 46 or something like that. So I think they're doing a pretty good job of trying to get him to manage the offense a little bit better. It's not explosive, and it doesn't look explosive, but the plays that are being made are just enough to kind of get the ball in the end zone as best as we can.
The lack of catches, 5 targets for Marv Jr., the 2 catches. A lot of people, you got to give J.C. Ford. He's one of the top corners in the league. Got to give him a little bit of love in reference to blanketing Marv Jr. And I think Marv Jr. learned another one of those veterans was all over and might have been part of the problem trying to get the ball to him.
You know what? I'm not going to take anything away from any DB in the NFL, and if you're an all-pro corner, again, you've earned those stats. But I got to have more. I mean, he's our number one receiver. The average typical number of the number one receiver in the NFL gets at least 10 to 12 targets a game, and so to come up with only 2 catches, I get it. I understand that, but my mindset is that I'm the number one receiver. I need more attempts. I need more touches. And again, but some of those are a lot of byproducts of some things that that just go on. We notice them, but they don't match the box score, or they don't match the numbers of the players. When we look at Kyler, this week he didn't get sacked a whole bunch. Last week he did, but our receiver still walked away with 5 catches, and so that kind of offsets a little bit. Our third down percentages have not been pretty good in the last couple of weeks. And so I think those things sometimes take the ability for the quarterback to stay in rhythm with his receiver. It offsets the offensive coordinator ability to go down to his script and kind of add more plays. So, but I got to have more production out of our starting receivers. We're talking about 6 catches for 140 yards and 1 touchdown out of our starting receiving core. That's not numbers to smile at.
Also, Frank, you saw him drop the one, looked like a comeback on the right sideline there. The ball was right on the money. And then the fade route in the end zone, it looked like his body might have been out of position to try to high point the ball, but I didn't feel the ball was up high enough for him to go up and high point it. But he allowed that to get to his chest more so than trying to go and try to high point and come reach for the ball, come back to it. I thought that was something I was surprised he didn't do or get.
No, I agree with you on that. Those are 2 ways of looking at it. A quarterback can throw it higher, where it's just a jump ball for him. But I believe Kyler did give him a chance where, as a receiver, I think I should have jumped up, reached over the defensive back's hand, and plucked the ball out of the air from that standpoint too. So it's how you look at it, but the opportunity was there. I'm pretty sure he would look back at himself and say, man, I probably should have did a little bit more. And just like you said, Kyler would probably say, I should have threw the ball a little higher.
Frank, my question is pretty good that they're 2-0. When we saw the schedule before the season began, everybody thought, oh, they should start 2-0. Okay, they have against Spencer Rattler and Bryce Young. The cornerback situation is not good. What is going to happen in your estimation? A, when they come up against a good quarterback, and 2, really good wide receivers.
And let me add to that, there are now 5 starting cornerbacks down, Frank. 5.
It's crazy, right? I mean, that's just like one of the things we did talk about, and you guys have done a really good job of expressing to the fan base, is that, this team, in order for this team to really be good, we have to be healthy. And unfortunately, that bug has kind of already bit the team a little bit in an area that we needed to actually solidify, because we knew we had some horses up on the front end of the defense. And so that in itself has not been a good thing for the Arizona Cardinals. I know Monty's probably scrolling through his Rolodex as well as the waiver wire line to see if we can find some guys to come in and kind of beef up that back end of the defense. To your point, Jimmy B, honestly, man, what you got to do is, that front 7 has to get better to put pressure on people. You're absolutely right. The Cardinals are 2-0. Which we kind of expected or was hoping to be, considering we was going against the Saints and the Panthers, which have been good. The reality right now is that because of our secondary, it's up a lot of guys and what they always say, step up. Offense has to be more efficient and effective, keeping the ball out of the hand of a potentially high-powered offense in the 49ers coming in here. But defensively, you're going to watch the coach get real savvy. There's going to be pretty much some more zone defenses added into the package. Probably some things where instead of rushing 4, we rush 3. We drop defensive linemen or defensive ends back into coverage to kind of spread out a little bit, kind of protect those guys in some cloud situations, Jimmy B, just to protect them. Zone will probably be more of the thought. But the reality is that our front 7 has to get pressures on the quarterback, stop the running game, and our offense has to be effectively keeping the ball out of the hand of our opponents.
All right, Coach, I'm going to throw this at you. 2021, first 2 games, 13 penalties. 2022, 17 penalties. 2023, 17 penalties. Last year, 10 penalties. That's total penalties the first 2 weeks of the season. This year, 21 penalties for 150 yards. What's your thoughts on that?
It's an ugly stat. But this team is in the last 3 years. I mean, it's ugly. Like, those are as we would say, as you said earlier, man, sometimes those penalties that happen, they come at bad moments. They're momentum breakers. We look at Mike Wilson. He catches a quick screen play on the 7-yard line, runs it into the end zone, but it gets called back because Trey holds on the guy. So that kills momentum. I want to say this here. This team is, like, relatively speaking, it's a put together unit. Monty has been doing that for the last 3 years, putting guys together, putting guys in position, new offensive linemen, drafting guys on the offense, bringing in new players from all over the valley. All over the NFL. And so these guys are still getting these reps put up under them. I'm expecting those numbers to drop as the season goes on, because it has to be where these guys get better at understanding the offense, the cadence, and the stress of the situation. The team is still learning how to win, Rock. In reality, man, this is not a team that has been just dominant in the winning categories. And they fought hard last year, and a lot of the back end of the season, it didn't go to where we wanted it. So I think this team is still young, but I'm expecting those numbers to drop.
Let me ask you, I know Jimmy's got a question for you, but, this team builds a 27-3 lead, okay? You're saying that they're a new team, they're just coming together, but you've been on teams like this. How tough is it mentally for a team when you build a lead like that and then you nearly slip it away to a bad Carolina team?
No, it's definitely mentally draining, but it's more important. It's draining when you know that you were the reason why it happened. Like, it's sad when a penalty kicks you off the field on third down, or you just picked up a 3rd and 13, and then it gets called back for a holding or something like that, or the defense does something stupid, they jump off line. When you're the culprit of the problem, then that becomes where it's really draining mentally and emotionally during the game, because you start watching the momentum change. And that in itself is, we all know any team in the NFL can get hot, just like the Carolina Panthers did. They got hot. Coaches changed offensive plays, and they changed their strategies. They back away from being more active and more defensive. And so the other team takes advantage of that and starts getting on a roll. It happens. And so I think that part that's why they say it's so hard to win in the NFL. I mean, like, when you watch it, you're watching it in real time, and everyone that's in the stands, gets on this angst and this anxiety bus, because it happens so fast. And unfortunately, the beauty of it is that the Cardinals were able to find a way to hold on, man, and walk away with the W.
I'm not taking anything away from the victory, Frank. I know how difficult it is to win in the NFL. Howard Balzer has sent us a text, a frequent guest on our show, and I know that you know who he is. He said that the Cardinals ran only 48 plays, only 22 in the second half. Now, that's disturbing if they only ran 22 plays in the second half.
The initial part
they couldn't get Carolina off the field.
Yeah,
they couldn't get Carolina off the field.
Exactly.
The first 7 minutes of the game looked great. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It looked exactly how we wanted. It was scripted. It was like a scene out of one of Roc's movies that he has in his out of one of Roc's movies, man, that he has already written out. Like, this is how he wanted to see. Oh, yeah. This is what he wanted to happen. Like, this is how the great producer Roc would have made it happen. But then Jimmy B got in there. He just wants chaos and action and drama. He wants to hold off. He doesn't want it to be just a blowout. He wants it to be a game. And that's what happened. It got ugly. And because this team, man, is still learning how to win, I'm just going to hold it at that point, because I think that, this is it's not pretty. The stats are ugly. The numbers are ugly across the board. I mean, but to walk away with a W is the best thing they can say they got away with.
I know we've golfed a few times, and I know we've had some cocktails, but I don't think I've ever really explained to you some of the movie scripts that I have, like Wingman. Like, I don't know if you would make Wingman, because it's a great script. I think you would love it. Basically, the premises of it is, a bunch of guys, 4 guys, they're all buddies. And when they go out on a Friday night, Saturday night, they wear 2 different types of cologne. One is called Wingman. The other one's called C Block. And it's a great movie script. And I don't know if you'd make it. You maybe would be somebody like, knocking on the door, saying, man, I would love to be part of that movie. But I maybe put you as an extra in the back, maybe like sitting in a bar somewhere,
An extra.
Hey, Roc, look, I just want to make sure. Are you saying I get the which cologne are you saying I can't wear? That's my question. Which one can I not wear?
No, you can't wear the C Block. You got to wear Wingman. Yeah. What the C Block is, right? South Carolina. I mean, you could figure it out.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
So you wear that because you know how that works, Frank. See, if you're wearing the C Block, you would come up to me and I'm talking to some nice girl, and you'd be like, oh man, hey, your wife just walked in, or something like that. Or I would be, if I'm wearing the Wingman and I came up to you and I'd be like, Frank, man, are we going out on your boat this weekend? That kind of stuff. So it's a great movie script, don't you think?
Roc doesn't want you moving in on his squeeze or his move.
I love it, Roc. I think that's here's the funny thing about it. That script is being played out in Scottsdale every day of the week.
Daily.
And you just gotta find the right buddies.
Have a good one, Frank. We love you, buddy.
Thank you, Frank.
Right, Frank. Love you guys.
Frank Sanders joining us here. He does each and every week. He's brought to you today by All City Towing, the largest towing company in Arizona, and a place where your career can really move. They're hiring now with great pay, benefits, a 401k, and more. You can visit allcitytowing.com. All City, where your future is on the move. All right, we got our Learner in Row one call. That's all. You'll hear from Rudy Carpenter next. We're out here at Biggs, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
It's time to make plans to join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B for another Dos Equis Sun Devils watch party. ASU on the road at Baylor, Saturday, September 20th at Backyard Desert Ridge. This is your ultimate tailgate, elevated bar favorites, and the game on massive LED walls. At halftime, 25 fans get a shot to roll for dough for $10,000. See you there, Sun Devil fans, all season long at Backyard Desert Ridge and Backyard Gilbert.
Attention golf lovers and putting enthusiasts. Are you ready to elevate your game? At Putting World, we've got cutting-edge technology that'll have you sinking putts like a pro. With high-tech simulators and expert coaches, you'll be on your way to mastering that tricky 6-footer in no time. Check us out at puttingworld.com. Whether you're a seasoned golfer or a newbie who thinks a hole-in-one is just a fancy donut, there's a place for you at Putting World. Eat it, drink it, sink it. Putting World.
Summer is just around the corner. Is your roof ready for the monsoon season? Well, now's the perfect time to call State 48 Roofing for a free roof inspection. Don't wait until you're dealing with a leaky roof in the scorching heat. Protect your home today. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509. Keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing, the #1 preferred roofer in Arizona. Proudly serving the Arizona residential and commercial markets for over a decade.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Learner and Row is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Learner and Row is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Learner and Row is the way to go.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Learner and Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
Learner and Row is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Don't miss exclusive conversations with Derek Hall, Tori Lavello, Mike Hazen, and more weekly on Arizona Sports. D-backs decision makers from the team's front office join Wolf and Luke Wednesday mornings at 11:45. Team president Derek Hall joins Bakley and Murata Thursday mornings at 7:45. The skipper joins Burns and Gambo Friday afternoons at 2:30. Never miss another D-backs conversation when you subscribe to the Arizona Sports YouTube channel. Arizona Sports 98.7 and the Arizona Sports app, the local sports leader and the home of Arizona Diamondbacks baseball.
Life's a sprint, and you need a quick pick-me-up. Meet G2G protein bars, the ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether you're hustling in the office, enjoying a day on the links, or conquering the daily grind, G2G is your perfect fuel. Score an 8-pack at your local Costco's refrigerated section, or explore amazing flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, and power-packed. G2G protein bars, setting the pace for your energetic lifestyle.
the Lerner and Rowe one call, that's all call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
For Kyler and for Marvin, and I don't know, they just, for whatever reason, they just can't seem to like really put it together. I'm not saying that there aren't plays here and there aren't good things here and there and explosive things here and there, but I'm talking about, I mean, even yesterday you saw Teteroa McMillan from the Cardinals, who kind of went off for 7 or 8 catches over 100 yards yesterday, and he looked like a first rounder. I just, looking for Marvin to make those kinds of plays. I don't know if you guys remember that play early in the game, but just something that stuck out a little bit.
Rudy Carpenter earlier on the program talking about K1 and Marvin Harrison Jr. and a connection there. Wasn't quite what we'd like to see on a regular basis, but they're still figuring out. Mm-hmm. And, he had one he should have caught early on, but they're going to just have to figure out how to use them.
I'm shocked.
Well, but we talked about this last week. Yeah, I mean, the opponent's going to have their best guy on him.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
And they did. He's an pro. That was on him.
So, you got to kind of think about that.
I know, but
it's going to be a factor.
But it's his second year, and they have had, as Manuch always says, because Manuch would have gone to all of the OTAs. He would have participated in everything. You would have thought that would have been pretty much worked out, and so far it hasn't been. Manuch, can tell me, doesn't the best receiver on every NFL team most likely have the best cover guy on the defense on the NFL
McMillan
team?
did.
Yeah.
And here,
look what he did.
And his comments about McMillan, looking like that first rounder.
Yeah.
I don't know if we ever saw McMillan, Marv Jr. look like that breakout first rounder last year. Now this year we're hopefully does, but
after the first week, I think we were like, oh, all right, there's the guy that
sure.
I think a lot of us thought he would be.
And you thought that, but they had the one drop, and technically I thought he should have had, as Rudy alluded to, that ball in the end zone came to his chest. You can't allow that because you had Ford there on him as well, too,
right,
to break it up. And there's another one where he broke up. You got to high point that ball and get that. So there's some catches he's missed on.
Yeah.
I think that's the key there.
All right, that's our one call brought to you by Lerner and Rowe. In Iraq, need a check. Make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900 and always on lernerandrowe.com. All right, let's get to what's on tap. Giants, Diamondbacks on the mothership, Arizona Sports 98.7, of course, on D-Backs TV and Cox Channel 34. D-Backs came out today, $15 tickets for today, tomorrow, and Wednesday as the Giants in town. 6:40 first pitch. Of course, you got Monday Night Football with the first game with the Texans hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That game will kick off at 4 o'clock, followed by the 7 o'clock game, which will be the Raiders hosting the L.A. Chargers. I do want to remind you, our Dos Equis Sun Devil Watch Party, that's what's on tap, is brought to you by Dos Equis, is this Saturday, Backyard Desert Ridge, Baylor, 4:30 is the kickoff. We'll have incredible Dos Equis specials. Halftime, 25 people will roll the jumbo dice for their chance at $10K. That's Dos Equis Backyard Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. That's our official home for all Sun Devil Road games. But we are out here at Biggs American Grill, Bar and Grill, that is, and we're here every Monday night. It's great that we got a double shot of games today right here at the P83 across from Peoria Sports Complex. Our new home for Monday is, Manuch and I have been doing this 21 years, and it's good to be in a bar on Monday. We did it when we first started, you and I, with simulcast Casino Arizona and at different various bars throughout the valley. But now one home here, and what a place! And they've been absolutely packed. What's so great about this place, and if you're even close, if you're just the 17 or 51, you come on out here. It's not far at all. It's a 101 to Bell. It's so simple. But the patio, I mean, even now, the weather is broken because the garage doors are open.
Yep.
And the misters are on, and they have TVs outside, inside. This was a Hooters.
They've matter of fact, we talked to a couple of the owners last week. They completely remodeled it.
Yep.
It was interesting to hear where they got a lot of the wood siding that they have here is from the old Hollywood Park.
Yeah, I heard.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of money in here.
There's a lot
of money that's been lost. That's been in this wood and these sheets, right? You think about that.
I don't think they want to hear that.
Well, no, they don't care. It's just it was Hollywood Park.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty cool that wood in here.
Oh yeah.
If the wood panels could talk,
yes.
Oh boy.
about the money that was lost at Hollywood Park, or maybe some of the stories at the old Hollywood Park.
Hey, tomorrow on the program, we will catch up with MLB's TV host Jody Jackson. We'll have sideline reporter Kevin Turner and Bob McManaman on the program from the Arizona Republic.
Yeah, it'll be really good. Hey, let's finish up with our State 48 Roofing. It's your call question of the day. For free quote, repair, or installation, head to state48roofing.com. You can also follow them on social media by searching hashtag Sexy Roof Status. Just go to @Roc and Manuch on X. What needs to be the main focus for the Cardinals moving forward after 2 games? Better pass rush, better running game, Murray Harrison connection, or closing out games? Again, go to @Roc and Manuch on X. Connor, what did all those Cardinal fans have to say back there?
So, to nobody's surprise, leader in the clubhouse was K1 to Marvin Harrison Jr. connection at 46%. Following that up was going to be closing out games at 31%, and then a better rushing attack at 15%, and a better pass rush at 7%. So, majority of the people just want to see Kyler and Marvin Harrison get it together and close these games out.
Yeah, I really believe that you look at just 5 targets and 2 catches, and I'm going to say had 2 drops on that. But when your tight ends outcatch all of your receivers, and you look at all the other receivers, Dortch had 1, Wilson had 1 with the TD. Then with your running backs, both your running backs had 5 catches. They had more catches than your receivers. I know you got to take what they give you, but I'm just not seeing the success as far as getting the ball down the field. Now, a lot of those times, and again, the third down conversion rate's about 33% for the Cardinals. That's got to improve. That has to improve.
I went closeout games. And the reason I went closeout games, a perfect example was yesterday.
Yeah, me too. I did the same.
I did the same thing.
Because they were in control, and then all of a sudden, we're not in control.
And part of that is the most inopportunistic penalties in the last 3 minutes. 4th down and 17, you hold them, but you got a holding call down the field. I mean, the 4th down, they were 3 for 4 in 4th down conversions. I believe 2 of the 3 were on penalties that they got automatic first downs. So, yeah, Jonathan Gannon, it's on him. He's got to clean that up. But how you clean that up is discipline with that team, especially by your leaders.
Estimates say more than 80% of the crowd tonight at Allegiant Stadium will be Raiders. That's a rare scene in Las Vegas where most games, the opposing team's fans normally take over that building. So I'm sure Mark Davis is pretty excited that this $2 billion stadium may finally have a home game advantage or home team advantage tonight. So it'll be interesting to see that type of atmosphere. Allegiant has only come alive once, they said, and that's 2021 when the Ravens were in town. So Chargers in town. We know that they're kind of a split fan base because they've been all over the place.
A lot of the San Diego faithful are still bitter about the move to LA.
They don't want to head over there. So if you missed anything, go to rockmanuch.com. Make sure you download the Arizona Sports app. Of course, we're out here at Biggs at P83. Come on down and watch both games, and you have a chance to win $10,000. See you back here tomorrow at 1.
Don't let biased algorithms or degree screens or exclusive